Oh,
There is a Greninja one that I'm trying to chase down.
you trying to embarrass him in smug mode? That's all.
Oh, I'm just enjoying the cold open. Carry on, Ross. What are you telling us about?
Let him come about his Pokemon cards while I eat my food.
Show me. What was the big one? I missed the big one. Sorry. Show me the big
You like
ones
it
again.
big, don't you, Jay?
I can't get them. I can't get the big ones up.
Easy.
Jay can always get it up. When
The
I'm
size
around.
of them. Look at them. Look at the size of them.
Pokemon cards, size of your head.
Not my head.
That's
Not
what you
mine,
need.
Jay said.
That's what you need in your life.
I don't know that reference for a while.
It won't be Jay's head.
An
That's
old.
for sure.
I was kind of hoping I had. I was kind of hoping I had the big version of like a Snorlax. And that would have just set Ian off.
I'll be coming around your house and nicking it.
It's a long way to go.
There's no saying that I wouldn't. There's no saying that I wouldn't have just been a gig hunt and just sent him it.
Yeah.
True.
I'm that
He
type of
did say
guy.
He'd come around your house. That's the threat he made.
Wow. Bit of loving as well at the same time.
Now look.
Oh my
Missed
god,
out. Go on.
Ian! There is a jumbo Snorlax.
How much are they though?
Jesus.
Oh, that's a nice one. I like that.
It's yours on price charting, ungraded for £5.50.
Oh.
That's not too bad.
Oh, what? I was waiting for like 100 and something. Like
So was I. I was like, what?
Oh, here comes
No,
the
it's-
Bash in the
it's-
attic shit. It's about £590.
No, it's an old GX card, so it's not got the highest value behind it.
Oh,
Where'd you get it from?
Oh, yes.
It's worth £282 if you get it on a PSA 10.
Yeah, Jay.
Yeah, Jay, get your PSA
I'm
out.
ready for my PSA in and all the other stuff.
Listen,
Going
G,
on as
you
well.
just be thankful that me and Ian don't hijack this show and start talking about Pokemon ZA and the announcements that we got from that.
You can talk about Pokemon ZA next week when we got more information on the Switch too, because that's on Wednesday. The direct. I know they already showed the Pokemon. Was it last week? Was it Thursday? Wasn't it?
Yes.
Thursday, yeah.
Did you see?
Did
you see
never
who's?
do.
Do you see who's coming in the Megas?
I saw the leaks. Apparently, like Starmie is one of them, and like Dragonite.
Yeah. And all the X and Y, all the Kalos
Awesome.
starters are coming.
Yeah.
We
Well,
know who that means, don't we?
fucking Greninja.
Come on,
Yeah.
Greninja.
Mega Greninja. He's fucking.
Give me
He's
Mega
day one.
into the war, and I'll be happy.
That'd be scary. Anyway, we're taking over the show, and it's time for it to go.
Anyway,
so.
I like like I said, I like the cold open, but let's move on to some guess.game, shall we? You can jump
Guess
on
the
this.
game.
I didn't even realize we went live 3 minutes and 28 seconds ago.
That's what you said
Damn
about
right.
talking you about your Pokemon
Yes.
card.
Listen, I was too busy engrossed in my Pokemon. Right, go fuck
That's what I
yourself.
was saying, the cold open, that's what I like. So yeah, guess.game, if you want to join us, head over to Discord, link is down below. And you can join us in our guess.game chat where we share our results each and every day, most of us. I'm very disappointed with myself the other day, Ross.
I can't believe you didn't get that.
Well,
Well,
like
you
I
got
said,
it, but I can't believe you didn't get it earlier.
I really got to stop doing it at 5 a.m. when the first thing when I wake up, my eyes are still bleary. I'm like, I don't recognise it. And then as soon as I got to the next bit, it's like, for fuck's sake.
Well, this does look
What a
kind of
shitty game.
Zelda-esque, but I have no idea.
Do you know what this actually looks like?
I know what
Can
this
see-
is, so I'm gonna. Well, I say I know what this is. I've got a very good idea of what this is, but I'm gonna let you guys go through this.
I think it looks very much like fucking that Donut County game, the one where you have to make massive holes.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. We have to put the ring
Cool.
on the floor, whatever.
I was going to say like Untitled Goose Game, but
Ow.
yes, we'll go for that.
That's another good shout as well. I mean, it could very well
Donut
be done. They both got a very similar art style.
What
yeah.
are you doing?
I'm eating. Oh, talking to a cat.
And he started attacking my foot.
Are we all happy with Donut County?
Well, that's
Yeah.
what I think it is. So
That's
if you're
what I
thinking the
think it is
same,
as well.
let's do it.
Ah,
Let's go back to the sources, shall we? There we go. Has everybody played Donut County? I'm guessing Ian has.
I have.
Yeah.
no.
It's
I
a
have.
fucking great game. I think I think
good laugh.
still on Game Pass. It was on Game Pass. It went away, then it's come back. I'm pretty sure. So I was
Yeah.
playing there not too long ago with my youngest.
Yeah, it's on Game
She was
Pass.
having a great
Is it still on? Yeah, it was on Game
Yeah,
Pass.
it went
not
away
sure
and then it
it's
came back. But yeah, it's basically you control a hole in the ground, and you just have to make everything fall through it. And the more things that fall into it, the bigger the hole gets, and eventually you end up just destroying everything. And there's like a weird sort of comedy story to go with it of why you're a hole in the ground destroying everything. But yeah, it's only 2 hours long, maybe not even that. And yeah, it's highly worth a quick go if you've got the time to play for a couple of hours, like I said, especially while it's still on Game Pass. Yeah, a little gift to show you the whole action in action.
Do you mean a Jeff?
You heard what I said, and I'm not saying anything otherwise. But yes, very good game. Bit of Donut County. I'm assuming. Oh, actually, I'm not even going to fucking.
What?
I want to mug myself off here. You guys have done the other ones. Was it yesterday or the day before? Was it yesterday?
Or the one that you're talking about?
What?
Yeah.
It was Thursday.
There we go.
Oh, no, it was Friday. Sorry.
Friday. Outrageous.
That was a great mission.
Vivid. Fucking nothing. Yeah.
Is that what this one is?
Is it GTA?
Vivid.
No.
It looks like tracks or trials or whatever it is.
What do you want to guess, guys? What do you want to guess?
Is it an old GTA?
What one would you like to guess?
San Andreas.
Well, I got it in one, so I won't say anything.
San Andreas, did you say? 9.
No. It's not a fucking Resident Evil, is it?
Oh, well, that could be why Ross had a go at
83%.
it.
If it's 83%, it can't be Resident Evil because that's too high for any Resident Evil game.
Outrageous. Outrageous. It's not too high for some of them.
Fired.
It's definitely not too high for some of them.
I'd say it was too low for this game.
Outrageous. I feel like the hints they're going to give it far quicker than the pictures is.
Does that mean that Resident Evil 5 or the one he doesn't like? Was it 5 or 6? One of those two he didn't like.
Nobody
I
likes
think
6.
Resident Evil 5, so I was thinking.
Hmm.
I
Is
think
indeed
it's
Resident
5.
Evil
It's Jay,
Global
that's
saturation.
right. Yay!
Outrageous.
Is that the one with Shiva?
Outrageous.
Shiva!
There she is.
Yeah.
There she is!
Oh, there she is.
Sheva.
Of course.
Sheva. Over here. Sheva. Over here. Shut up, you fucking bellend. Anyway, right.
It's not as bad as Ashley, though. Ashley's worse.
Yeah, but at least she's in a good game. Anyway, let's move on from Guess the Dot Game.
For
Thank you very much
shit.
for playing that with me, gentlemen. I enjoyed playing a bit of Guess the Dot Game there. Wait, even Daniel's joining us. Got it in one.
We know
Well done,
Dan hasn't
Dan.
played.
Right.
We know Dan hasn't played it because he doesn't game with us anymore. So
Come on, Dan. Tell us how much you enjoyed Donut County. What a good game. Far better than
He's
Resident
great at
Evil
Call
5.
of Duty,
Anyway,
isn't he?
Ross, you're the man with the power, so I'm going to let you do the intro because on the other side, we're going to talk about all other sort of wonderful video games, including a very highly rated Game of the Year contender for me, as well as lots of other stuff.
power.
So let's move on from there. Good evening and good welcome to Xbox Tavern's X-Pod Tavern episode 183rd already. How the fuck does that happen? I'm Jamie, and this week I'm joined by the one and only MPV Graham. Come on in.
Good,
MPV
hello.
Graham. Good, hello. How are you?
Spiffing as normal.
Biffing as normal. That's what we like to see. That's what we like to see.
are you?
Just a little aside. I can't help it now. Everywhere I go and I meet someone, I have to say good hello, and no one has questioned it yet. But I'm going to keep doing it. Did you just say good hello? Yes, I did. Just every morning when I get to work,
I'm backwards.
they're like, morning, good hello.
Good.
Anyway,
They're just not
if you're
saying it to your
familiar-
face.
Yeah, probably.
So what's wrong with that guy?
Good hello. Yeah, well, yeah, with the parts. Anyway, Yes, welcome. How are you? We're ready for Mother's Day. We had a great time. You had a nice surprise.
I
Now-
did. Actually saw my parents and my mother. But yeah, it was nice. Good to see them. Yeah, good times all around.
Indeed. And now we're going to talk some wonderful video games with not just me, not just you, but also
No,
2 point. Hang on, let's see. He reckons he's given up, but I reckon he's got at least 2.1 million by now.
Nowhere near 4,000 maybe.
What, 4,000 off 1 million? 100,000, sorry.
Yeah, God no. Like I think I've made like 4,000 since.
Oh, he has retired, Gray.
Oh,
He's given
he
up.
says that. He says, yeah, but it's like the third time he said that.
I know.
Yeah, well, we'll see how it goes.
There'll be
So far, so
another
good.
tournament or whatever on True Achievement soon, and they'll be like,
Yeah,
they're pulling me back in. They're pulling me back in.
That's the only way it gets me.
yeah. We've got to do this as a new thing to win a fight in a jar.
I mean, who wouldn't want one? Anyway, right, and we've also got the one named Scottish Gruff Ross. Come on in, Scottish Gruff Ross.
Hello.
Hello to you. How are you?
I'm wonderful, gents. We all having a pleasant Mother's Day.
Splendid.
Well, I've been
Splendid.
travelling all of it, so I know.
Yeah, Ian swanned off to the other side of the world again.
Yeah, you already had a holiday away with your mum.
You're going to have a word with him. He is raiding your Cayman Islands account. It's
Gave
fucking.
me
You need,
access.
you need
I'm
to pump the
just
brakes
having
on this,
to-
Jay.
I'm just having to ignore the phone calls from the bank manager. Like, no, not yet. Not yet.
No,
Ignore
hang
me.
on.
It's fine. I don't want to know.
It's fine. I'll be
yeah,
back with my
bonus.
Floridians soon.
Mhm.
Oh, if only, if only. Well, maybe not in a minute. But anyway, that's beside the point. We're here. We're Xbox Taverns, Xpod Tavern, as I said, which we record each and every Sunday.
Preemptive.
I was going to say it's a bit of a
Wanted to
preemptive
early.
issue there. Where we're going to talk about video games we've been playing, some bit of news, some Project Game Pass, and all other fun stuff included. So we're going to start off with Project Game Pass because it's been a while since we properly got into the swing of it this year. Obviously, last year we did one every month, but the idea is we pick a game from Game Pass that's multiplayer, normally co-op, but sometimes like adversarial. And we play it at least one Sunday. We stream it. Last week, was it, lads? Last week?
Yeah, last week.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
Last week,
No,
yes.
Me, Ross,
You
and
missed
Gray
out on that
played the game that just come to Game Pass in early game preview, 33 Immortals. And despite the fact that I died left, right, and center, because I wouldn't expect anything less.
No, you were really good at it, Jay.
No, hang on, Ross. I think we got fucking plays every day down there in MPV Graham. The only time he didn't die.
Put us to a fucking shame. I've never played this game before, but look at me, I'm fighting the devil 4 times.
I've had no time to do the tutorial with the only country didn't die. Oh, I've
Exactly.
had no time to play this.
No, I did die
Smashing
once.
enemies
but it was
left,
just
right,
my
and
first
centre.
I know all the game mechanics, and and this portal means this, and this portal means this, and you need to get this to do this.
Oh, I have to pick you up again. Have you died again? Oh no.
You would have been livid. It was like playing with 2 old school J's.
Oh God. Yeah. I'm glad I missed
Oh
it.
yeah. So we had a
I
good
thought
time.
you would have loved it. It was kind of it had a little Hades feel about it. So you got to like hit and run quite a lot and stay alive. Those 2 didn't understand that requirement of trying to stay alive.
Oh, yeah, that would not help.
I'm so good at the game. So Gray, obviously, you obviously, like you said, you
Got
did
Salt
the
J's
best
out
out of all
tonight.
us. We
They were both so
No.
salty. Only because they had
It
to
was
keep
that-
watching me fight their boss like 3 times because they died so early.
So I'll give a general overview.
Doesn't
of
surprise
this.
me.
You sort of enter into like a bigger, well, not big, a relatively large open world, and there's up to 33 players running around, and you can team up with them. You can run away and do your own thing, whatever you want, as long as everybody's working towards like a shared objective. Getting it, what's it called? The arch gates or something like that, to get to the final boss. I forget the terminology now. But everybody's trying to unlock this final gate to get to the big boss at the end of the level. And you do that by completing smaller gates, by defeating enemies, and like I said, by teaming up. You go into these smaller gates, and it's like a mini dungeon type thing where you go in and there's just loads of enemies and big tough bastards killing you, or killing me and Ross here, not Graham. He's fucking survived left, right, and centre. And then once everybody's completed the objectives, it's almost like a battle royale where the circle closes in on these gates that you have to get through. Once you fight and survive in that section, then you go on to the big boss at the end, which in the case of the level we did was like a screen filling like skeleton devil type thing.
Yeah.
It was, what was his name? It was anyone got the name? It's on the tip of my tongue.
Captain
It was
Underpants.
like,
Was it not Lucifer?
Captain, Lucy, I think it's Lucifer, wasn't it?
Yeah, we fought Lucifer in the big icy bit.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so we fight him, and he's massive screen-filling bastard who's got massive attacks, and every player that survives the initial level goes into the fight. So it might be all 33, it might be 20, it might be just Graham on his own because he can't die apparently.
It might be 31 because let's face it, we were never fucking being there. So
we got there.
you were
there.
captain 31 at least.
And yeah, despite it not really being my sort of cup of tea normally, I wouldn't expect anyway. I actually quite enjoyed it. Quite enjoyed the flow of the gameplay and the loop, even though, you know, again, the roguelike aspect that doesn't really appeal to me, but the levels, well, the missions, as it were quite short. Again, probably because I died quite soon. But even when it was completed, there were only, 15, 20 minutes, was it maybe, before you go back to the sort of start and then you get to go out again. See, I quite enjoyed it, Graham. Obviously, you're the only country who didn't die again. So how did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, like I said, there was definitely some rings about other games to it, Hades being one of them. And the other one, which Ross brought up whilst we were playing it, was Dante's Inferno. It had that kind of sort of vibe to it as well. Just the constant kind of chaos that came along with it. It was just, at times it was bullet hell, and it just rang so much obvious with those kind of games that you just got to hit and run. You can't stay still long enough. And being a tank in that game is just chaos. It's just not going to stay alive.
When I thought I'll be like, because I think Jay had got the bow the first game, Gray, you had got your staff, and I thought, well, it makes sense. I'll go the bulky character, and we'll see how it goes. Fuck me, that did not work well because your attack is so slow, and it's not like you don't feel tanky in the slightest. So you take what feels like the same damage, even as playing as the warrior type class. And fuck me, having to stand like in the middle of the swarm to try and do anything was just an absolute shit show.
It was. There was just, and because you can't just get health back in any other way other than to build up certain like currency and then just spending it to get health back. So being a tank was just like a death sentence each time. So being ranged was the only way out of it, which those guys pretty jumped ship to being mages and sort of bowmen as well, archers. But even still, that didn't help, and they just still didn't stay alive very well.
No, I found the problem was... Go on.
No, I said you stayed alive a little bit better, but as you said, it was just you had to be very quick and just evading at a time. It was a proper hit and run. And like those playing Hades like that, you know how to get, to grips with hitting and running in those kind of games, because it's all about reflexes and just constantly dodging and knowing when to put an attack.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it was quite interesting because I didn't realize when I first played it on my own that you had the 4 different weapons to choose from. Because like I said, you got the bow and arrow, magic staff, pair of daggers, and the great sword. I did quite like the daggers, but that's definitely when I died more because obviously you got to get right up and close, and I was just getting absolutely fucking pumped. The bow and arrow is quite interesting because you can fire 6 shots at once, or in total, I should say, and then you have to recall them before you can fire 6 more. And recalling them does damage as well. So if you aim it right, you can fire them all sort of through a set of enemies and get sort of double damage coming back. But then again, the special power was tricky to use because it required 3 players, I think, if I remember rightly.
It was a weird system that I don't know if I like that as much. Sure.
Because you have to aim it to make sure you aimed it in the right direction as well.
Yeah, I don't mind like 3 people having to like jump into like a space, but
trigger it.
Once you trigger it, that should be it. You shouldn't have to be like worried what direction it's facing to like line up next to the enemies. Because especially when you're in one of the dungeons, it's fucking nigh on impossible to try and get the enemies where you are to try and then get 3 people in that area to hit them. Like the only one I think I've seen work successfully was the arrow storm, which is like, was that the Warriors one, or I don't know who the Archer. That worked well, but like Gray's, like mine and Gray's one with like the purple sludge. Yeah. Again, it slowed the enemies, which I suppose helps, but there wasn't like a.
Sorry, Russ.
He's got some pussy on screen.
If you're not watching the video, you missed out.
Yes. Gray just got an ass in the face.
Yeah.
But it's like the rest of them didn't seem to be sort of worth the effort to try and.
Because there was it the mage one that give you like a bubble shield or some?
No, that wasn't the
that
mage
was
one.
that was the warrior,
Oh, the warrior. Sorry.
and it had like a bubble shield, but it was like 2 hits and it was gone.
Yeah. Which I mean, as we've discussed, we needed all the fucking help we could get. But so when you powered up your special, you pull right trigger and then sort of 2, 3, or 4 glyphs appear on the ground, and you have to have other players step into it, and everybody presses the button to activate it. And again, if you haven't got enough players, or if you're playing with like randoms, it's so much harder to set it off than it needs to be. So it's quite good having the 3 of us there. We could at least try communicate while we were still alive and help out. Ian, have you played any of it at all, or have you not had a chance yet?
No, I haven't had the chance yet. It does look like right up my alley, but just haven't had the chance. And from what you're saying as well, you need people with you. And I think the part of me going in solo makes me want to not to play it.
I mean, it was a great laugh. Don't get me wrong, but it was definitely it was difficult.
Yeah, and again, because it's that roguelike thing, so whether you completely level or not, you just have to go back in and try again and try again and try again. And Gray, I think because you beat Lucifer a few times, you got the keys to unlock the next level. Whereas me and Ross didn't get any to unlock. There's only 2 levels available at the moment. So the first one's 33 players. The second one's 22. Is the last one available? I thought it was like a coming soon type thing.
Oh, I don't know. It was just on the screen because I seen it. It was like Inferno, Purgatorio, and Paradiso. Well, the 3 levels that were there, and it was like 33, 22, and then 11.
Yeah.
The
last one said 11 said it was coming soon or not about.
Oh, maybe I didn't see it.
But
even at that, you've got to complete Inferno 3 times before you can access Purgatorio, because you need the keys to do it.
Yeah. Which means completing it, like Ezra says, not just playing it. Completing
Which means fucking showing up.
Yeah. And you get one revive in the sort of general gist of if you die, you sort of
one revive and get like a fucking health bar that's like a ball hair off a grasshopper.
Health bar. And if you die again, then you're out until someone on your team can go to one of the kiosks in the main open world, which can revive anyone who's probably died.
Doesn't apply
when you're in boss battles. You shit out once you're dead. That's it.
You're dead. That's it.
But again, despite the fact that I didn't do very well, I did quite enjoy playing it. So much so it got to what, 2 hours did we nearly play it for? And
it was a good chunk.
I was happy to keep playing, and I was like, well, actually, you guys were like, we should probably stop there because it's getting quite late. I was like, oh yeah, maybe we should, but could have quite happily played for another hour or 2, I reckon.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I enjoyed it too. It was good fun.
Or maybe with the 4 of us at some point. Obviously, it's coming up to, it's April as of tomorrow, so we'll have to pick a new game from Project Game Pass. But maybe we could squeeze one extra stream, and you can have a 4-player party. So we could once Ian's back, try it. We could maybe give it a go for an evening, just an hour or 2, just see how we get on, see how we fare, see if me and Ross got any better. Probably not. The whole video is up on youtube.com/Xbox Tavern Official, which you go watch right now should you wish. And you can see just how well me and Ross. I think it's from Ross's perspective. You can see how well he does, and then you can just see my little ghost just floating around him just before his eyes, and then we can watch Graham for the rest of it. But yeah, it's a good game. Good game. And I don't know when the full release is, but like I said, it's in game preview right now on Game Pass. So go play it. Let us know what you think in the comments and all that YouTuber stuff. Right, Ross.
Yes, sir.
We're going to get into what we've been playing, but before we do, I feel like a cheeky early plugin. Give me an early plugin.
You can have whatever you like, boss man. Our YouTube partners. So if you would like to show support for the show, you can do so starting at 99p per month, which will give you access to our After Dark shows, custom emojis, and more. You can also find the show on Apple and Spotify podcasts. Any feedback is greatly appreciated. We also have an affiliate link with people over at CD Keys. So if you're looking to pick up the latest games at the best prices, you can also help the show in that way. As you'll notice at the bottom of the screen, we have our handles for all major social networking sites. If you want to challenge the hosts at guessthE.game, join us over in Discord and see how you stack up. And last but by no means least, for the very best gaming apparel, jump over to Insert Coin Clothing and use promo code ICXBT24 for 10% off orders over £50. And back to you, Jay.
Nothing like a good bit of early plug-in, is there?
Kind of beat up.
Oh, I feel warmed up and ready to go. So I'm going to keep on the Ross and / Ian train because I don't think.
Yes, we are. This might take over the show, by the way. Be pre-warned.
Well, it's not about Pokemon, so.
I got excited then.
So while I prepare the trailer, Ross and Ian have both been playing a little game called Assassin's Creed Shadows. And as far as I understand it, Ian reviewed it for us on xboxdam.com. You can go read that right now. He quite enjoyed it. I haven't heard from Ross yet, so I'm going to let you two take the floor. And Graham, again, have you played it yet before they get started? No. Okay, cool. So we can just enjoy the ride for a moment. Yeah. Lads, tell us all about Assassin's Creed Shads.
So I will give a little, just a very, very brief introduction, and then Ian can take over because he's probably played infinitely more than me. But 4 little words is all I can use to describe it. Or sorry, 5 little words. No, 4 little words. I was right. Game of the year. That's all I'm saying. And from there, I will let Ian take over on his thoughts, and I will interject at the end. But to me, even GTA 6 is not touching this game.
It's one of those games where I find that it's finally kind of fixed most of the issues.
It has done everything.
Yeah. And it's made it a bit more fun with the 2 characters. It kind of helps that you have one where you're going super stealth and then one where you're just basically kicking ass.
Because I was discussing this with my mate the other night, and I was like, see if you look at a game like Valhalla or even Odyssey, right? And if you literally called those games Odyssey or Valhalla, in their names, they're fantastic. They're not bad games. But what makes them an issue is when you call them Assassin's Creed games. Because there's no Assassin's Creed to it. You are a demigod in one of them, and the other, you're the reincarnation of Odin. So, really, if you've not played it, tough shit. Really, you can go into every fight basically being like, I'm a god. Like, I literally have the staff of Leonidas. I don't know how you think you're going to beat me. Whereas in this, you have the best of both worlds. You get to play as Yasuke and be the killing machine that you just run through, can't you? Do brutal assassinations where you lop off 2 arms and a head. And he's black. Or you get to play as Naui and be, if you jump into an enemy's encampment, very high chance you die because your attacks compared to them are not strong enough. You take a lot of damage for their combos. So you really need to be like, isolate one person, take them out, move on to the next person, take them out. If you get spotted, find some way to hide so that you can get out of fucking detection to then start picking people off again. So
what
you've
I like
got the
about it as well in that bit there. So you say that what's the name? Not now he can like literally do like an assassination, but it might not kill the person because
you're not strong enough to do it.
But Yasuke can come in, find the same person, and literally one brutal assassination, job done. Because he's so much more stronger.
And it's just so, not just that, and this is going to sound stupid, but I find that one of the best ways of judging how a game is the water. If you go in a game and it's got like really great water physics and spending time in the water, you can see like a lot of different things. I know I'm triggering Ian here and probably Jay when I mention about traversal in water, but
there's no boats, I'm happy.
There is boats.
Well, not big boats, they have to fucking...
No, true. but just like the landscapes, see some like obviously Assassin's Creed have always done it, that when you get to like a synchronization point, it looks amazing. But I don't know if it's because I'm biased, because I love everything about sort of feudal Japan and the samurai and everything like that. But the views and the scenery, just as you're running through on your horse, is absolutely breathtaking.
Another thing I like about talking about the synchronization is that they don't really jump on with this. Before, it was like always having the eagle or something like that going flying around for you, where this is just pure your eyes focusing on certain areas rather than having like a weird bird kind of fly for you and look around. I feel like they've actually put more effort into your abilities. So this, obviously, if you're like, you have to kind of maybe, okay, I can see something maybe in the distance, but I've got to get closer to make sure it's the right target.
And he's gone.
And I've died.
But picking up on that, what I will say is one of the really good things is, depending on the style of play that you like, when it comes to exploration, there's 2 different ways to go about it. So there is a like immersive mode where when, say you've got a target to find, and like one of the cities is called Sakai, you need to go there, and it's like he's in the southwest of the area. So like you have to run in around the southwest of the area to try and find this person. So then you've got to like work for it, and it's like a sense of not even so much achievement, but just more realism, where it's not like you have to go straight to this point and that's it. But if you are the sort of person that likes to do like point A, point B, and that's you sorted, you can also flick between the 2 of them. So you can sum it so that it shows you exactly where you have to go. But being able to do the viewpoints and then like use LT to like, it's not explore, look, whatever it's described as, but it allows you to like pick out all the markers, and then that shows you them on the map for future reference. Because one of the things that I'm finding so far, I'm only maybe sub 10 hours into it, the exploration side of it, the map is fucking huge. So fast traveling, unlocking as many fast traveling points, whether that be synchronization points or I forgot what they're called. Is it
You're buying the encampments kind of thing.
Yeah, they're like the strong or the safe houses within different places. Buying them at like 800 mon per place, they are vital to the story, because trying to go from like where you're based originally to even somewhere like Osaka or Sakai, it's like fucking hell, it's a trek. And if you're not using Pathfinder because you don't want to break the immersion, there's no Skyrim where you can go over mountains and go like point A to point B. You need to follow the road to get there, because the landscape is like not developed in the slightest. You can't go through the big forests and the mountains because you basically just fall back down the hills. So having those fast traveling points makes the game so much easier to just get where you need to get to.
And so is it like one big open world then, or is it like 3 or 4 that you sort of load?
It's open. It's open world, but it's different regions. So it's like the map. It's like, so my area is like central Scotland, and then you go like through the different cities and towns that are in central Scotland. Same idea with this game. It's open world, just in different regions.
Okay.
But obviously, bear in mind, some regions are high level, so you will really want to.
You don't want to run into them
regions yet, because you might be too.
So
low.
in that way, is it kind of like, I guess, Far Cry, where obviously you've got the sort of the big world you can explore. There's little enemy encampments and stuff, but like you said, there's certain parts of it where you can't go in because otherwise you're going to get absolutely fucked until you've.
Yeah. I mean, you can go in them, but good luck if you get spotted.
Well, yeah, you're going to be out of luck if you think you could just stroll in and be like, "Hi, I've come for tea.
Hi guys."
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And what's this about the weather change? And I was reading, obviously, in Ian's review and some other reviews and stuff I've read.
So the game changes. The game changes by seasons, and one of the really cool things about it is in like normal summer, spring, whatever it is, you've got like your foliage and things like that you can hide. But in winter, obviously it's a lot sparser, so there's not as much foliage. Plus, the enemy AI will look at your footprints. So as you're like walking through, if they see your footprints, they'll be like, well, they can fucking follow straight to you. So it's just the AI, and that's awesome in regards to how dialed in it is for the stealth aspect. Obviously, with Yasuke, it's not a fucking thing you need to worry about, because if you've ever seen like the memes of him trying to do the leap of faith, he's like, instead of doing the graceful hands out and doing the front flip, he literally like falls on his back and the whole way down he's like, then hits the fucking hay and stumbles out it like, oh, what the fuck was that? So you don't have to worry about the stealth aspect. So Gray's just going to spend his whole time playing as Yasuke if ever plays it.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Well, especially when you said even the game's designed not to play the other way. If the actual assassin can't kill anyone because he's too weak, why on earth did you call it Assassin's Creed? Because that guy is not an assassin.
Well, no, it depends. You need to get her leveled up.
Yeah, but like you can't like just assassinate everybody. The general like dweebs you can go around assassinating, but like if it's like a Ronin or an elite or something like that, they usually tend to be a bit higher level, so you can do like a big healthy chunk of damage on them, and then you get into like the game mechanic of you've got evading, parrying, and then like there's certain attacks where they're a white attack, which is just you have to parry once, a blue attack where it's a combo, and you have to like repeatedly parry, and then they become exposed to get like a massive damage against them. And then you've got red unblockable attacks, but if you time your evade properly, again, it leaves them completely exposed, and you can get in and do major damage to them that way, on top of all your different skills that you can add in as well.
So I've listened to GameCube, I think, and they said that there's an option in the menu to turn on instant assassination. So even now we can do like one-hit kills if you want to. But it's an option that you can toggle on rather than having it be the default. Have either of you tried that to see what it's like, or
no? Because even though I'm retired, it does disable some achievements,
and so does changing the exploration. So, if, like you say, when I was saying about the general area or the like pinpoint direction, if you change it to the pinpoint, it disables some achievements as well.
And I kind of want to play it as they intended, rather than trying to cheese it. It's
so
more for accessibility. Like
did you put canon mode on?
I think I did, yeah.
Oh, so to touch on that, so obviously Assassin's Creed, there's multiple choices in the ways that like you can answer questions, or you can go about certain quests. In this one, there is a canon mode, so it takes out all the decisions for you. So everything that's decided in game is exactly how the developers expected the game
to choose what.
Yeah, so canon mode takes away the multiple choice. It basically just streamlines conversations that these are what the game developers intended the game to be answered as.
I can pick and choose what I want to say.
Yeah, that's what I picked as well. If I do a second playthrough, I'll probably do canon mode, and then I'll probably do things like directly take me exactly where the person needs to be. But the whole exploration part is what makes the aim of the game.
Yeah. Because you've got to kind of look for your target rather than just being spoon-fed where it is.
Exactly.
You've got to go, oh, this is where it is. Okay, let me go and find out where I need to go. And then you use scouts and clues.
Yeah, that's what I was going to touch on. Like, it gives you maybe an idea of, like, the target is in Sakai. But then you can spend, like, one scout and it'll tell you, well, it's in North Sakai. Then you'll spend maybe two scouts and it'll be like, well, it's in North Sakai, but it's northwest next to the pier. So you get a better idea where you're going to go. So you can manage your resources, because like you start off with like a small amount of scouts. So you don't want to like burn your scouts, because your scouts don't regenerate until like the changing of the seasons.
Yeah.
So you sort of have to like work out where you want to go based on what your scouts say. So you can blow your load and just spend all your scouts, or you can just do a bit of legwork and try and find them by yourself.
Or just cheese it like I do sometimes and just save it and then look at the scouts and then go, okay, he's there, and then reload.
He's there. Awesome.
Reload save.
He's definitely not looking for the cheaters now, is he? Fucking hell.
He is locked in on that achievement. He's fucking 1000G in that game.
I still use my scouts, but yeah, I need to keep them for effectiveness.
Of course, yes. Just like in the real world. Yes. Nice. Okay, and one more question from me. I don't know if Grade's got anything to ask, but you've obviously touched on that you go back and forth between the two characters. I know initially you sort of the story sets you as one, and then you eventually touch the other one. But do you have to do missions as both, or is when you get a mission, can you choose who to play as?
You have to. You bounce. Yeah, they've both got set missions. So
okay.
Without
some missions, you can do both. But then there's certain missions where they go, you need to play as this character. But you can do one mission as all as Naue, or one mission as all as Yasuke. But there are a few missions where you need to be separate. And then sometimes have missions where they'll play both playing. So sometimes, like for example, you need to infiltrate a camp. And then you play as Naue to start with. And then Yasuke will come in and help you kind of clear the area. And then Naue will come back on, and then she'll turn back to Naue. And then you kind of maybe go to up the tower or something.
Okay, so I couldn't just choose to play as Naue the whole way through the game.
No,
I'd have to play it as Yasuke at some point, and likewise for Graham, he'd have to play as Naue at some point.
Yeah. One point that I found hilarious is Yasuke can't parkour. He can only he can barely get over the most basic walls. He is literally just a guy.
He's a big beefy boy.
I mean, he's fucking huge, but
I like the
don't
fact that
ex-
sometimes he can't get through like a gate, but he'll just smash through the gate rather than now he will
Yeah.
go, I'll climb this gate. He'll go,
I can
I'll
do
just
this.
smash through it.
But like I say, I'm still pretty much, I would say right at the start, but I've only played as, like, so you start off as Yasuke, do like a wee tiny bit as Yasuke, then you jump as Naui, and then like when you start the proper game, I've only played as Naui. I'm still doing like all her stuff at the moment. So I've not.
Yasuke is such good fun to play as. Like,
I mean, that's the thing. Like, I love playing as Naui because it's the old Assassin's Creed. It's Ezio. It's Altair. It's things like that. But Yasuke, like watching some of his footage where he uses his cannibal and like just decapitates people. That's a blunt weapon, and he just takes their head off with like a baseball bat, essentially. It's fucking awesome to watch. Or like he does the Spartan kick, sends the guy like 30 feet the other way.
it's one of the
it's
best
just-
games I've played this year so far.
Yeah, I've played Jay's potential game of the year that he's currently thrown out there, and it's great, don't get me wrong. This blows out of the water. This blows Atomfall out of the water. This blows Eternal Strands out of the water. This blows everything that I've played this year out of the water. It's I can see myself like 1000G in this.
Yes, join me.
It is. It's such a beautiful game.
Nice. I must admit, I am very, very tempted to pick this up at some point.
Oh,
Yeah.
my only
in the near
criticism.
future.
My only criticism, right? As I said at the start, it's all about immersion for me. So don't want to like know exactly where I have to go. I played it that it would be spoken the proper languages. So Yasuke Portuguese and Naui Japanese. The Japanese voice acting it's weak. I won't say it's shit, but it's not to the level that I would have liked it to be. Like, so when I played like Ghost of Tsushima, same idea. You want to try and like immerse yourself in it, but the Japanese voice acting put me off. I had to like put it back to English.
I was going to say, have you changed? Is the English any better?
So the English is
great.
fine.
Voice
Yeah,
acting's
English is
brilliant.
fine. There's no issue with that. But for like the type of game that it is, I would have preferred to have it in the Japanese and just have the English subtitles. But
Can't
it's
do
just
subtitles, though.
We do, yeah,
old man can't keep up with the reading.
Mm.
But
I've got ears at work, thanks. I don't need sometimes.
well, us young generation can multitask. It's this unique ability that we have.
Yeah.
But that's the only criticism I have. I would have just preferred the Japanese voice lines to be just a bit better.
Fair enough. Graham, I know you're a bit more of an Assassin's Creed fan than I am. Tempted to pick this up at some point?
Maybe the weak assassin bit sounds like it could be a bit of a killer, but it's
It's
just-
only when you
she'll be
go to
upgraded
places
and
when you're high, when you're too low level, and that's the only time it ever happens. But most
Yeah,
times,
don't fuck around and find out, and you'll be fine.
yeah.
That's the easiest way I can describe it.
well, there are some enemies which are just more powerful than you, and you can't fully assassinate them, which is good in a way because she's not the all-powerful being that everyone thinks she is.
Which is what I like. You're not fucking demigod, fucking descendant of Leonidas and shit like that. Which is cool. It's not an Assassin's Creed game.
No.
Yeah, you don't want to be one hit, one killing everyone. That's just that'd be shite.
But some of the executions are even for like Naui, who's not. It's not like a brutal assassination like Yasuke. Even some of hers are like, ooh, that boy is going to feel that.
he'd be glad he's dead because otherwise he'd be in a hell of a lot of pain. Yes. All right. Well, excellent.
Well, his head's a good fucking 8 or 10 feet away from him, so you know.
It's. I mean, the more you guys talk about it, and the more I've sort of been watching and reading about it, it's very tempting. It's obviously done very well for Ubisoft. Was it sold 3 million copies? Is that right? Did I read the other day? I had 3 million players or something like that. Yeah, someone in one of the Discords pointed out Ubisoft Plus be a good shout to play this. £15 a month.
Potentially, yep.
Get through it in a month, you know, or at least get an
There
idea
is
whether I'm
not-
going to enjoy it or not.
There is not a snowball's chance in hell, Jay, that you complete that game in a month.
Oh no, I definitely wouldn't complete it. Well,
No. No,
Played it in general.
If there was nothing else being played and you had more time, then maybe.
exactly.
It's a good way to try it out, though, I suppose, and see if it is really worth a purchase at some point down the
Although
line.
for those people who do
It'll be
pick
on
it
sale
up, they
soon,
do-
Ubisoft.
Exactly. Although for those people who do have the benefit for it, it is one of these games where you can play it anywhere as long as you own it on Xbox.
Nice indeed. Very
On
nice
selected
indeed.
devices, because I went to play it earlier and didn't realise I didn't have the device that I needed to do it, and I was very sad.
Outrageous. So does that mean it doesn't work on your Legion Go, or it does work on your Legion
No,
Go?
because that's Windows, unfortunately. I think it's only Android and was it Android and TVs at the moment that's on?
I'm not too sure. Yeah, I don't know.
I've got iOS and Windows. It doesn't work on any of those two yet. But if you do have the devices available, you can play it anywhere. And you will not regret it because it's fucking beautiful.
Look, very tempted to pick up at some point, but there's too many other things to be playing and too many other massive games to be playing. Graham, your turn now. And you've been playing a game that I reviewed recently, and I didn't really get on very well with it, but you seem to be enjoying it a bit more than me. Although the laughing perhaps says otherwise. Tell me all about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
No, it's still
your adventure in the land of wherever it may be with Henry and his mate.
Well, I'm on that second map now. As I said, it kind of opens up even more, and you get caught into basically you have to band together a new group of people to try and help turn the tides of a war and pick the correct king of Wenceslas against Sigismund. And it tells you to sort of to try and get more information from, I think it's Kettenberg, I think the main area is. Jesus Christ, once you get into that area, it's like a whole new map inside a map inside a map, because it's such a massive area.
Mapception.
It really is. You get into there, and when you go there with one quest and you come back with 7. And they're just the ones you can pick up. There's still more that you're picking up, and it just opens up into completely different things, and they've all got different jobs for you to kind of do. Some involve sort of stealing things like lucky talismans from pubs at night. Some of them is you've got to steal food supply and give it to the poorer people and replace their special sausages with a cabbage. And as you do. And
Don't you talk about my special sausage?
You say what?
So
carry on.
A lot of different. There's so much kind of humor sort of pumped into this kind of game, and it's in all the different elements of comedy dialogue that you can give back to him. But because I juiced up my character so much on the first map, that I've kind of got a high level like speech and charisma, so I can talk my way out of a lot of the situations and help sort of skip past certain areas. And sort of, if you raise your knowledge up quite high enough, you can challenge certain things that when that people try and take the mickey out of you in like Latin, you can go, oh, actually, I know what that is. And then you go, okay, smart ass. It's good that you can just tell that there's so many different kind of dialogue options in there that you can just, it can all pan out in different ways depending on kind of what level you are, how skilled you are, or what you're wearing, and just how high your speech bit is. But yeah, it's just that the fact that this game can really sort of put you off early on, because the combat can be quite tricky to master at first. But once you get past that bit and you finally master it, the second half of the game becomes more story-based and dialogue-based and quest-based, that you're sort of playing more as a role-playing, as like pure role-playing, rather than just getting into it and the sword play and stuff. So it's a bit more interesting as you're sort of seeing the story unfold, and your buddy Hans Capon gets captured again, and so your mission on the second bit is to go and rescue him. But yeah, like I said, that the Kettenberg bit is just one part of the map. There's still other parts of the map that you have to explore to recruit other members of the gang. And you'll like this bit, Jay. One of the guys you have to save is a guy called Dry Devil, or something like that. Dry Devil, who's like a not a massive bad guy, but he's a bit of a bell end. But he got captured, and you have to ambush the guards that are sort of transporting him to a certain area. And basically, this drunk guy helps you recover some guns, And as you save the guy and fire your guns at the guards, one of the bullets hits the carriage and shoots Dry Devil in the ass.
I couldn't understand if you were saying he would enjoy it because of the quest, or he could relate to Dry Devil and was a bit of an arse. Didn't know if that's where you were going with that. There, Grey. I was like, that's a bit harsh, Grey. It's a relatable character for you, Jay.
Sure.
I mean, there's not much untruth there, but still.
Don't need to throw me under the bus that way. So great, I've got one wee question about it.
Yeah.
You're saying about the combat, and this is simply from my Elden Ring side of things.
Yeah.
Why is the combat so difficult? Is it because it's like a parry system? Is it like a For Honor where you need to like aim the directional stick based on where the attacks are coming from to like parry? What makes the combat so difficult?
It's only difficult if you try and rush it, but sometimes you just want to get going and sort of move the plot on to the next bit. Sometimes when you're traveling or fast traveling, because it's not an instant fast travel, it does like a little trail across the map to get to the destination, and you get pulled up and says there's guards waiting to sort of take you out, prepare yourself, and then you go into a fight. So sometimes fights are just unavoidable, but sometimes, or more often than not, you're usually outnumbered. And so you want to try and get one out of the way, so you're just facing one-on-one. If it's just one-on-one, it's a smidgen easier because you can sort of take it easy and sort of pace yourself and just you can just counter-attack your way out of it if it's just 1v1. Because usually you see which way they're holding their weapon, you hold it the opposite side, wait for them to attack, the little green symbol appears on the screen, bang, you master strike them, and you do a bit of damage. And if you beef your weapon up, sharpen it, poison it, so it's like a beefy weapon, you only have to do one or two of those and you're golden. But when you're fighting multiple enemies, like one of the bits, there's like an abandoned cabin thing, and there's like 6 of them, so you have to try and do a 6-on-1, which ain't easy.
That can be a bit monotonous, yes,
because they don't fuck around, do they don't wait to take their turns. Like,
no, they're all kind of swiping. They are a bit of a line stance here. They don't cross paths, they're just all in a line trying to sort of hit you at the same time, so you kind of have to keep teetering to one of the sides and then sort of take them out that side. But if you've got a poison weapon, you only can sort of pull off 1 or 2 hits and you can just let the poison finish them off and sort of concentrate on someone else. And so the first time I went into that bit, I just, if you try hitting too much, your stamina just runs, and then the screen starts going blue because you just wasted time-wise. And all it takes is for them to get you in like a couple of good whacks in a combo, and then your stamina and your health goes down. And when your health goes down, your stamina can only regain up to where your health point is. So you've got less stamina to play with, so you can't attack as much before you start gassing out. And so that's what I mean. You can't just rush into it, because if they get you first and bring your health down, then you're even more sort of stuck into it. There are some abilities that can get you out of stuck when you're like your health's low. You regain, you become stronger, or your stamina regains a bit quicker. But on a 6v1, or most battles are outnumbered, and so where their attack's coming from, if there's more than one, you kind of have to prepare for both of them. And even when you're 1v1, you have to concentrate where they're aiming their weapon to counter them and try and defend yourself. And so that's why the combat can be a little bit difficult, because more often than not, you're outnumbered. But the 1v1 is, you just have to get used to it, saying, okay, I just have to mirror their weapon and then attack. If they're up, I go down. If they're down, I go up, and then hit at the right time. Usually that's all there is to it, and it's easy enough. But it's where there's multiple enemies, which is usually the case, it can just get a bit trickier.
Because like that'd be part of...
I would also argue that it's tricky because it's just not really that fun to combat.
Well, but I think that's why they emphasize in the second bit that it's not so combat heavy. The combat has to be there because it's part of the game, but it's not massively combat heavy. A lot of it's kind of, stealing stuff, pickpocketing, going around at night, combat, voice challenges, getting the right decisions and meeting the right people, visiting at the right time to trigger the next events and things like that. So, the combat, if you just did combat, it's not fun that way. But, repeated combat rarely ever is. But
well, contrary to Jay's point there, that wee bit in the farm, where like you had obviously brought the blade down to the lowest amount of health and you done like a finisher and you like grabbed the boy and like slid the sword through his throat. That looks cool as fuck. That's right up my street.
Yeah, there are some cool sort of death animations if you can pull them off. and there's different weapons to get different animations from it. So there's a variety of things you can do, if, depending on what weapon you want to master. But it just becomes a bit of a chore if you struggle with it, and when you're fighting multiple enemies, because of the way the game saves, that you can only save if you consume a certain potion or if you quit and exit to save it that way. If you go into a fight like that and you lose, you're going to lose a chunk of your save if you didn't prepare yourself. So that can get quite annoying if you didn't plan well enough. So if you do,
it's not even planning well enough. Like you said, you can get caught in random battles out of nowhere, and you're like, well, I had no way of seeing this coming. And I'm not saving and quitting every fucking 5 minutes.
No, so you don't do that, but you can just use a potion instead and sort of save the game. And so that's where it can get annoying, because like obviously losing any kind of amount of gameplay to on not saving and getting caught out is annoying for most gamers. But this one basically punishes you for it. So you learn that lesson well enough. You only have to lose about sort of 20 minutes to an hour's worth of gameplay saying, I'm not making that mistake again. I'm saving before traveling anywhere because I don't want that shit to happen.
I lost over the course of the time I played it, probably, it's going to make me sound bad, but like 5 hours maybe, because the amount of times I did like an hour. The amount of times I did an hour and then I got killed, and then I was like, it probably auto-saved recently. I was like,
it probably auto-saved.
Oh, fuck me. Because you do, when
you do
quests, it does
on
auto-save,
quests,
but not all the time. So when you think you've done a conversation and you've gone to a certain location, I must have auto-saved. Nope. It's like, fuck you, do it all again. Oh,
yeah. So that bit that's torture for gamers. That if you don't like repetition, or you just feel like I've spent all that effort and it's now just wasted, like the last hour has just been a waste of my life. That can easily put you off a game like that. But this game's all about sort of perseverance and just bringing a bit more realism to it. And yeah, just the way that the dialogue is and the voice acting, and just the way that you can just pick a fight randomly in town, but you'll get punished for it hard. I think the game itself, everything you talk about and everything that I was not expecting, but like I read about, like going into it, to me, like Ross said, sounds like a 10 out of 10 game, because the ideas and the theories behind it sounds really awesome. But in practice, it just was not for me. Every turn was like there was something thrown in my way to try and interrupt having fun. Either like I said, the stupid saving system, an awkward quest, a stupidly hard battle, just slow fiddly movement, and trying to work your way around, like you said, like the stealth systems, the pickpocketing, the talking systems, especially earlier on. It just didn't not make any sense, but it made such hard work of trying to get anywhere. It's like you're trying to actively make me want to turn this off, aren't you? And even by the time I started to get the hang of it, I just wasn't having any fun with it. It was too awkward, left, right, and centre, like to really get into a flow of like, actually, I'm quite enjoying this now. I think I said when I reviewed it, like every time I did start to think, oh, actually, I've sort of turned the corner, something else would crop up and just absolutely beat me back down again. And it just, I could never find the real enjoyment. Like I said, I can see why people do like it, and perhaps 10 years ago, 20 years ago, maybe this might have been right on my street, but right now, no, I just couldn't do it. It annoyed me too much, and it was too particular, I think is the right word. Yeah. Like you've got to be in a very specific mindset and a very specific way of playing, and that's just not me. So yeah, not for me. Ross, I assume you haven't played it yet, no?
I haven't, but I look, from what I've seen it, I completely agree with what you're saying, Jay. It looks like if you've got the ability to sink the time into it and learn the mechanics and, like you say, the save system, the combat and things like that, it could be one of those games where like you completely fall in love with it and you want to do everything that you possibly can. But it's having the time to be able to do that and learn all of those things.
Willing to put it up with its bullshit, like the menu system you can see here. So like it's probably great on PC, but on controller it's so fiddly, And in the end, I just give up fucking bothering with it. And I was like, whatever. I'm over encumbered. I don't care. I'll just fucking just drop a load of stuff on the floor. I'm not fucking around with this anymore.
Well, that's like looking at it. I'm like, this definitely looks like it's more of a PC type experience than it is a console type experience, like you say, for the menu and things like that.
Absolutely.
But you get used to the menu bit eventually. It is
if you can sink the time, then I definitely think it's worth it.
It is. I imagine it's a bit more like Skyrim with a bit more rules and a bit more sort of realism, like forced into it to make you so you just can't squeeze your way through. You can't just fast travel here to there without no consequence. There always is sort of consequence, having to keeping yourself fed, having to keep yourself clean because you lose charisma if you're not clean after having a fight. There's blood all over you. People will react to you differently. You can't just sort of pawn everything off because traders only have a certain amount of money. You can't steal things and then sell it back to them like you can in Skyrim because they know the goods are stolen and they recognize it and you can get punished for it for trying to sell stolen goods. So, but there's ways of getting out of it. So if you sell stolen goods to a different town, you can get away with it that way because they don't know that the gears are stolen. So it's quite clever the way they kind of do those kind of mechanics. And if you wear stolen goods, people point it out and say, hey, that used to be theirs. I'm going to tell on you. And basically you get grassed up if you start trying to wear stolen goods. So you can't just keep going around nicking the best stuff, wearing the best stuff and expecting to get away with it. There's consequences everywhere.
Yeah, and the consequences are, like you said, in every aspect. So whether you're dirty, whether you're an arsehole in one place, whether you mug someone off, whether you steal something. And one thing, again, early on, which really annoyed me, I can't remember her name. You know, the herb woman that you start off the game with, where you end up at a house. She lets you sleep in her bed after you did a big quest for her to sort of help her. She says, sleep there, rest up, no problem. So I slept there, rested up, no problem. Went out and did a few bits and pieces, and I ended up back at her house to give it because she had another quest. So I gave her the item I got for her. I don't remember what it was now. And I was like, well, I need to sleep because I'm injured, and the only way to heal properly is to sleep. So I went back to the same bed, slept, auto-saved, by the way, I'll point out. And then I woke up with her accusing me of being a thief and a scoundrel, and she ran from her house to the nearest town, which is a good 10-minute run, dobbed me into the guards. They killed me, loaded up the game. How dare you sleep in my bed? I'm getting the... Oh, fuck off. So I had to reload my save, which was, drum roll please, about an hour before that.
But so if he
fuck that,
the other way around,
I'll quit on that.
That's just one way of handling that. If he just went to a different place and did another quest for 3 days, it all gets forgotten about. It's just that he just tried to go there straight afterwards.
But she was literally running from her house to this town just to tell the guards I slept in her bed. You literally let me sleep in your bed 5 minutes ago. What is wrong with you? You said I was welcome. I
wish they gave you like a bit more explanation about this. If the bed says sleep and save, you know it's a bed that you're allowed to sleep in. If it doesn't, then it's not a bed you can sleep in without consequences. Because as Jay found out, I did this. But it's fine. Well, once you learn the consequences, you know not to do those kind of things because something bad's going to happen for doing it.
However, Jay, if you want to play a game that does have consequences in Assassin's Creed Shadows, if you get caught in like a massive area, like a castle, and you don't take out the warning bells, you get a warning for like being wanted in the area. And when you go to the map, it'll say like wanted Yasuke. So if you ever like cut about that area, you will automatically be like people watching for you, and you have to like use your scouts to get rid of it or like move away for X amount of time. And then
wait till the season changes.
So if you want consequences, but in a really good game, Assassin's Creed Shadows does that for you.
Yeah, there we go. That sounds more something a bit more game-like because this is very. It's a very, like Gray was saying, like everything has its rhyme and reason.
But like we say,
get into it, I think you'd love it. But if you
this is going to have
a good time, then don't play this game.
It's going to have the type of following where the people who love it will like die on any hill, like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. You'll never get a game that's like it, and blah blah blah. And you'll have these people who will be like hardcore addicts of this game because it is that type of it is that good a game. Nobody's denying that, but the bar for getting to that level is so fucking high. It's not for casual playing.
Yeah, if you're playing 2 hours a night, 3 times a week, you got no chance with this game. It's the kind of one you sit there for the entire weekend solid and playing it, and then the next day you're like, actually, I'm going to call in sick to work and keep playing it because
you're 150 hours before you're like breaking even.
Yeah, it's
got my eye on you, Jay. If you're calling in sick.
But if I am, it certainly is not to be playing this fucking game. I could assure you.
It's to play Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Not for everyone, but I am enjoying.
In which case, yeah,
we'll see.
Oh, great! I'm glad you're enjoying it. This is like the opposite to last year where we had Dragon's Dogma. You reviewed that. I played it. I fucking loved it. Game of the year, by the way. And then this year, we've switched roles. I've reviewed this. Didn't really like it so much, and you're fucking storming ahead.
This strikes me as a more grounded Dragon's Dogma. So not fucking dragons and shit like that kind of it, but a very similar type of, not monotonous, but fairly like repetitive.
But Dragon's Dogma is
repetitive.
This is way more in depth than Dragon's Dogma ever
Look,
was.
Dragon's Dogma made you pay to fucking fast travel. All right, we don't have good things to say about that game.
Yeah, but this game makes you want to cry every time you load it up because it's so frustrating.
It's like you die and you're like, oh my god, where did it last save?
It's not even that. It's just like Henry here is having a conversation, and you get the different, like Ray said, the different conversations you can have. Like you get the different abilities, with speechcraft and stuff. And sometimes I'd win, sometimes I'd lose, and I couldn't, for the life of me, figure out why one person would like me more than another, other than the fact that the game was like, haha, fuck you.
Well, I do think in that scenario there, it's very rude to ask about a woman's personal life in regards to whether her husband hit her or not. That's not something that comes up in everyday conversation. So, you might want to skirt that subject.
You could do, but also...
Did your husband hit you?
It's just,
that's true.
It's simple as that. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Gray. At least some, I can see why it's a game. I can see why you would
I am a fan.
Just, yeah.
If it comes to a cheap sale, like Pete picked the first one up on, I might look at it. Or if it comes to Game Pass, then I'll pick it up. But
yeah,
I think the first one was in Game Pass for a little while, so I imagine this might come at some point. But then it has had a massive. It's sold ridiculously well, so maybe they don't need the Game Pass bump as well. But
yeah.
One to check out if you're really into proper in-depth RPGs, and if you're like me and you don't want anything to do with that, then stay very far away and play something a bit more casual instead. That's all right. Well, thank you very much, Graham, for enjoying the Kingdom Come. At least someone here does.
True.
What are we on to next? Oh! Speaking of casual RPGs, which are far better than fucking Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, lads, we got a.
Have you not completed this yet?
Game of the Year contender. Because I did finish it 1 hour before we started today.
Finally.
Before you discuss it, give me a rough estimate of how long it is.
I think my clock, I could load it up, but no.
Ballpark.
Game clock, last time I checked it, it was at about 26, 27 hours.
Oh, that's going to have to take a back seat for me now.
And so I probably would estimate I added maybe 2 or 3 hours on top of that.
If you'd have came in with like 15, 16 hours, I might have tried to smash out this week.
I must admit, I probably would have preferred that just because I like much shorter games. But
yeah, I'm only saying that like length of game doesn't bother me because I've got Assassin's Creed, Atomfall, various large games to complete. If this had been maybe half this distance, I would have been like, right, let's get it smashed out this week. Let's do this shit.
So this is Eternal Strands, reviewed by AJ earlier in the year. I think come out at the end of January. He gave it an 8. I personally
think it's being a bit harsh.
My favourite game of the year so far, easily. It's an action RPG, but it's way more, as we said, just casual than things like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. So you get a set of powers and upgrades and stuff, but the game is very lenient in how you choose to upgrade your character. So you get resources as you're going around the world. if you upgrade your sword and shield, for example, with 4 materials, each upgrade requires at least 4 materials of various types. If you then decide, actually, I want to put a new set of materials in, I've got that are better, you can put them in and you get whatever materials you had in it back. You don't lose them. And then you can either put them in another weapon or armor set, what have you, or sell them off to get resources and stuff. We spoke about this before. And that sort of idea is present throughout the whole game. So it's not a hard game, although some of the fights can be really hard. It's more just, enjoying the adventure, enjoying exploring the sort of mini open world you get. So I think there's 8 or 9 different areas you can go to throughout the whole game. And you start off at your hub, at your main base camp, and then you go out to a level per day. And each one will have its own epic encounter, which will be one of the arcs or one of the other random big creatures which you have to fight in order to upgrade your magical abilities called your strands. You get flame abilities, you get ice abilities, and you get kinetic abilities. I upgraded, I think, all of my flame, all of my kinetic.
Why does that not shock me that G jumped into the flame?
And most of the ice abilities. And by the time you get to, each one can level up 3 times. By the time you get to the 3rd level, I mean, they're fucking super powered. So the last one I got was, I don't know if you got this one yet, Ross, Molten, what's it called? Molten something, I can't remember now. But basically, you sort of paint an area on the floor with a target, and then it just shoots out like lava, like massive lumps of lava. And if you use up your entire magical energy bar, you just got fucking fireballs going everywhere, and then it refills fast enough where you can lay another set next to it, and you just end up with just screens,
lava balls everywhere,
full of fucking fire left, right, center, and it makes light work of everything but the final boss, apparently, because she was a right cunt to beat. And yeah, the same thing goes for exploring like the levels. You go into one of the areas and you've got a quest there, but it doesn't tell you where to go. You have to find out where to go roughly. And only when you get near to the item you need or the place you need do you get a little objective marker saying it's over here somewhere. So you still have to have an idea of the layout of the map and pay attention to what it says in the actual text of the quest log rather than just being like, go to point A and you will find the item you need type thing. There's a lot of combat, but it's very, again, light and fluffy. I'm going to use the word fluffy because why not? You get three weapons to take with you: a heavy sword, a sword and shield, and a bow and arrow. You can switch between them at any times, and yeah, just flicking between them and the powers is as simple as holding their left bumper, choosing what you want, letting go, and then fucking getting back in there and smashing shit up. You get different elemental weapons, different powers you get as well, and it's just a lot of fun to play.
Do you worlds have some gameplay? Because all I'm seeing is non-gameplay right now.
At the moment, it's coming in a gameplay in a minute.
In this trailer, this is the opening 20 minutes, I think. The
thing is, and it's not convenient as well as it could because you can't fucking see it. But Aurea is fucking awesome. I wish you got more interaction with her, as in like she played in the game, because Aurea is bad fucking ass.
The whole set of characters is really great. Aurea's
all
great.
of them's cool.
I really like Solar and Darm.
Solar is yeah, they're like the blacksmith and the armorer, aren't they?
And the magic guy, yeah. And yeah, all of them. The only one I didn't really get on with very well was Sev because, yeah, I don't know. It's something about the way he spoke. I was like, shut up, just get on with it. It's like,
what one was Sev?
Move on. It's the big like turquoise. Like,
he's the armorer, is he not? Is he not the big weaponsmith type of guy?
Yeah. Solar, yeah. But yeah, the story is quite interesting. Again, it's very basic. It's not like
it's not like in depth and like different paths and everything like that. But
nice and light and an entertaining story where everybody's sort of on the same idea in the path of adventure, trying to save this land from this magical sort of disaster
absolutely
that's happened.
Gorgeous is what it is as well. Like the world is stunning. Like it's unfortunate because the bit we're in the news like dark and dreary, but the world itself, is fucking beautiful. And like some of the mechanics as well, like having the weather affecting how the game plays, is really cool.
So each
and as G was saying,
Go on, Russ.
I was just gonna say that, like as you were saying, all your like camp mates are all really cool. So like you've got the camp mates that do like your weapons and your armor, like she touched on. You've got one who is like I think you like not a bookkeeper, but they're all about like you getting codexes of different like creatures that you come across, and they're like a historian that takes record of all of them. So they're quite cool. Aurea, Aurea was like the leader of the group, but she gets minor spoilers. It's in like the first cutscene. She gets injured, so has to take a back seat. But she's basically you, as in like what your role is, but a more senior version of you. You've got the Scottish lassie whose name I can't remember, but she deals with all like, your camp upgrades. But all the characters are just like really awesome. And I think when I first played it, as I said, I wasn't expecting the cutscenes to be like text at the bottom, but they're all voiced, so you've still got that connect with the character. And like to me, like
they were voiced very well as well.
Had it not been for, as I say, like Atomfall, Assassin's Creed, I would have like put hours into this game, because the mechanics of it were like the Ash Peak Drake. So it's a dragon that shoots out fire, so ice is good against it because you can freeze its wings to stop it from flying. There's another type of Drake where it's an ice dragon, so fire works against it, and it's got fur. So if you target the fur and you set it on fire, it like panics and makes it vulnerable. And it's just like some of the mechanics that they've put in it is awesome. And as Jay said the other week when he was playing it, having like the giant enemies where you can scale them and like look for weak points, like the back of the knee or where their like armor meets their neck plate. It's just, there's so much that they've done with it where it's not just a simple hack and slash type idea, where there is different mechanics for different bosses, and then like the leveling up system with the magic powers. It's such a good game.
Yeah, and it's the studio's first game as well, Yellow Brick Games. They've got like veterans, I think, from like places like BioWare, like Mass Effect, stuff like that.
They've knocked out of the park.
The idea of what they're going for is sort of not old school style games, but more concise, well-made games. So it's not like going to take you hundreds of hours to get through this game by any stretch of the imagination, but what's going to be there is going to be really tightly made and really well put together. And it is, like I said, I loved it from start to finish. I did quite a lot of the side quests, and I was trying to do some more of them. But at a certain point, I was like Ross said, I was like, I just want to kind of get this done now and see sort of the end of it and see how we get on with that. And every boss encounter, like the Ashbeat Drake and the big arcs that you get to fight, they're all different. They all have the different challenges and different quirks. And as Ross said, you can kill them, and that's the end of that. You get some resources, off you go. But the way you want to really kill them is weaken them to a point where you can extract their strand. And each one has a different way of doing that. So like Ross said, you can burn the fur off of one of them. Some of the arcs, you have to hit certain weak points on their body to open up the weak point that you can then pull out the strand. But you have to do all that before you kill them, because there's been a few where I've tried to extract the strand and I've accidentally done too much damage and ended up killing them instead. And then you've got to wait until they respawn, in another area or another day. And yeah, the combat's a lot of fun. The story's, entertaining enough to watch through. The sort of the side quests and the upgrades and stuff are just brilliant to work your way through and experiment with. Yeah, like I said, there's no punishment for picking a certain path or a certain weapon. You can always go back and change it and upgrade new ones and forge new ones if you find them out and about. And it's kind of like the game I would have enjoyed, or I did enjoy, like, the early 2000s, where it's not too in depth, but it's just got enough to it where you just want to see more and just want to try new things and just try different.
Oh, poor Aurea! Don't make me watch it again.
No.
Oh no, Aurea.
Yeah, and it's brilliant. The only thing I think that let it down for me was towards the end of the game specifically.
I know. Don't talk about the end of the game.
No, I'm not going to talk specifically.
What are you spoiling it for?
Wow.
I mean, let me finish.
Just in case anyone wants to play this game.
Let me finish, motherfuckers. Towards the end of the game, there's a lot of dialogue where you're talking in your base camp, and then there's another base camp that you unlock further through the game. And in order to progress one mission, you have to travel back and forth between them to have like one set of conversation and then travel back to the other one to have another conversation and travel back to that one to have another. So they could have just streamlined that way. It just cut it out. So you just had, a slightly longer cutscene rather than making you travel between them each, just to have a few lines of dialogue at each area. But other than that, that's a small nitpick because otherwise I've got nothing bad to say about this game, to be honest. I think it's fucking brilliant left, right, and center.
What I've played so far, there is nothing that I can say negative about it. It's fucking fantastic. And even like that wee cutscene there, like in the art style and animation, it's very Vox Machina, which is like the D&D Amazon Prime. Oh no, it's a Netflix Amazon Prime, one or two of them. Like anime type idea for Dungeons and Dragons. It's very similar to that artwork of that. See if they released like a series of this Eternal Strands, it would be fantastic because I think there is depth in regards to the world. I know it's the company's first game, but like what they've put in place in regards to like why the area that you go to at the start, why that is all shut off to the world and what happened and like the reason that certain things are forbidden and stuff like that. There is a back world there that they could explore, and they've done such a good job considering it's the first game. Highly, like especially for the fact it's in Game Pass as well. I would recommend it to everybody to play it because it's a great RPG type game, but the characters are awesome, the looks are amazing, the combat's solid, and like I say, the mechanics make it so that every time you fight something, it's a wee bit different.
Yeah, it's just the premise is there. I think, like you said, Ross, for either a prequel or definitely a sequel, certainly, and perhaps even like you said, an animated spin-off of some description, because the lore is, again, it's not as in depth as something like Kingdom Come, where you've got like a huge world built up, but it's entertaining and it's kind of, it would suit like a 5-part episode on Netflix or something where they just explore Oria's backstory, for example, or an episode per character or something like that. And it would be good. But the crux of the gameplay, like using the different fire, frost, and kinetic abilities, the sword play, the climbing, the fact you can climb anything in the world as long as you've got enough stamina to go up about it, climbing up the massive arcs and finding all their weak points and stuff, and just exploring and finding little secrets and side missions and stuff. I think it's fucking an absolute brilliant game, and I'm sort of sad I'm finished with it. Like I said, I've still got some side missions I can go back and do if I want to, but I've got a few other things that I can't talk about yet that I've started playing this week, and I need to get on with them really, because I can't just keep playing Eternal Strands forever. But I mean, there's obviously some big hitters coming this year with GTA and stuff like that.
Fuck GTA.
But at the moment, this is easily the front runner for my favorite game this year, because I had a fucking tremendous time playing it. And as Ross said, it's on Game Pass, so I would highly recommend checking it out, because what a fucking game is Eternal Strands. Well done, lads. You've done it. We can stop games now. That's it. We don't need any more. Just we can finish there. Let's not ruin things. Let's go out on a high.
In fairness, the other 3 games that haven't been discussed on the podcast, 2 of them I'm really interested. Well, one of them I'm really interested in. One of them I've played and I would like to know somebody's thoughts on, and the other one can get in the bin. But
let's stop me from waffling and let's get into which one do you want to get in the bin, and then we can move on to that one.
Something about a Japanese person being on a boat.
Oh yeah, I would leave the podcast if you start talking about that.
Right, as I understand, you finished a little bit of Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii.
I did.
So tell me all about it. How was Samoa Joe? Did he kick your ass?
Did he give you a muscle buster? Did he put you in the Kikina clutch?
Well, it was a bit strange because I like to play the game with the Japanese dialogue. So he had a Japanese.
See, the man knows. It's how it should be played.
But no, by that point, my Majima was so sort of beefed up, he got flipped about all over the place. But yeah, no, it was a good sort of ending to a kind of a great game, and just kind of what you expected, all concluded into sort of carnage, and with him having that sort of one-on-one with Samoa Joe. So yeah, fully expected that to be the sort of the ending. It was always going to lean towards that way. But yeah, absolutely love the game. It was just as wacky as what you'd expect it to be, and there was sort of pirate warfare, ship fights, not a lot of them, but a bit of treasure hunting, and just it took you back to Hawaii with lots and lots of side quests as it does. And yeah, sort of like I said, I couldn't get more than enough of it. You could probably complete the sort of the main story relatively sort of quickly if you stuck to it. But that's to say with most of the Yakuza games, if you do stick to the main story. But where's the fun in that? No, playing a lot of the side stuff as they do, and it even had a nice pop at microtransactions, really sort of laying it on thick with how it done it, where you get stuck on a virtual reality headset where the guy says you can talk to animals if you put this virtual reality headset on, and then to be able to sort of it gets a bit weird because he starts having like a nice relationship kind of conversation with the tiger, saying, "You won't speak to anyone else, will you? It's just me you speak to." And again, it's getting really creepy, but like Majima's getting into it.
Are we going to get cancelled for this podcast if we're talking about like relationships with tigers?
A baby tiger as well. You can see it in the screen there.
Okay, so
but it was only because like he was saying, like, you're my only sort of, my guardian. You won't have any other pets. It's just me that you care about, and like that kind of thing, like all schmoozy. And then it says the battery's running low. You have to pay 10,000 to sort of keep this conversation going. And he's like, "But I really want to know how he feels. I need to pay the money." And then so you have to pay the money to be able to do it. And then he sort of tells you a little bit more, and they go, "Now you need to pay 100,000 for another battery to keep it going." Sort of really prop on sort of the microtransactions bit, and then it cuts to like the professor that designed the thing behind a tree talking into a microphone, pretending to be the tiger, and he gets caught out by the kids saying, "You're scamming it." It's not really the tiger talking; it's the professor talking into a little walkie-talkie, and then basically it all unfolds saying, "You could have made something really good if it wasn't for all these microtransactions." Just a proper lay on thing that how the company thinks of microtransactions in gaming industry. So yeah, a good little slap in the face for stop doing microtransactions.
Good work, that's good work.
That's just one of the sort of wacky side stories that you get in this game. The main word is far-fetched, but a great fun if you like the sort of the Yakuza series, because it's more combat-wise and style-wise, it's more linked to the old Yakuza style or the Lost Judgment style than it is like the Like a Dragon, which was turn-based.
Why is he transforming?
Because you've got your two sort of styles. If you're on land and you're in like the city in Hawaii or something, you get your Magdod style, which is your Yakuza style. If you're on a boat or on an island, you go into your pirate style. So you sort of fight with sabers and a hook shot and things like that. And yeah, you can switch styles mid-fight if you really want to, but it's just yeah.
So I see.
But it's the combat is simple enough to grasp hold of, and there's lots of different kind of combos and fun attacks to sort of get home with a lot of heat actions where you can sort of fire guns, and there's even weird jetpack special attacks as well. It's like I said, far-fetched, weird, and wonderful, but that's what this game always is. But yeah, so greatly enjoyed it.
Looking at that, it's real-time combat, like you just said.
Yeah.
So is it more like the man who erased his name?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Right, I'm back in because I liked Infinite Wealth, but I much prefer man who erased his name because of the combat.
That's the more Yakuza style version of it, where it's just real-time combat. So, but yeah, absolutely loved it. It's a great addition to the series, and just it's not sort of I can't see why they would inject it into kind of canon, because it's so bizarre. He had amnesia and just wanted to become a pirate, but he's just.
Can you customize your ship?
Yeah, you can put different banners, different sails, different things on the front, like a statue thing on the front. I had a giant.
How well was that timed for the trailer? Fucking hell, it was like perfect.
But yeah, a giant Kiryu for the front of the ship that sticks out at the front like a mermaid.
I mean, I'm almost kind of in for the fact that you can customize your ship in the sea battles.
It's only like a cosmetic.
I am 1,000% out now.
I thought you might be with the ship shooting thing.
Are you in for Ranko's giant tatas? Does that bring you back in there, Ian?
No,
because Ranko just appeared there and it was like, oh, this is taking a different spin.
Yeah. There was another
combat.
random side story in this bit where
Why is there a child on the boat?
well, the child is the one that saves you at the very start. He's the one who gives you a bit of
What's on the
water
boat?
after amnesia. Noah, he's like the main character of it because he helps you through recovering your amnesia and saves you and gives you water. So the whole point is that he's sickly and he wants to give him an adventure. So he becomes a pirate.
Wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute. I just seen Gatling gun and laser cannon.
Yeah.
When the fuck did they go on ships?
Oh yeah. There's a cannons that fire shit as well.
What, literally fire shit?
Yeah. You
That's
have
fantastic.
It's like some sort of toxic cannon, but it fires out. They call it ethereal ejester, but it's like a golden turd that you have to find. You find so many golden turds, you can craft basically a turd gun that
And
fires
who says
and poisons.
who says you can't polish a turd?
Exactly. But the ethereal ejester has been in like all the Yakuza games. Like sometimes there's like pickups all around different towns, and in the old Yakuza games, if you go to like a bathroom and find a collectible, usually it's called an ethereal ejester, which is like a golden turd.
So you go around picking up shit.
You can pick up turds, yeah.
Golden shit.
Golden
shit. Sorry, I apologise. Let's not diminish it.
Yeah, there's a real weird sort of side quest which you have to experience. Jay would love it because it's actual live action footage. The chef that's on your ship basically wants to meet a certain type of Japanese lady, and then there's like a whole massive side quest bit about finding 5 of them. And when you find them, the
5 of them,
just like girls to have like at a party, and then the whole game changes and it becomes real life footage of the chef in some sort of what's it called, like The Bachelor, and he's got like these 5 roses and he's basically having a real life conversation with these 5 Japanese girls, like flirting with them. And you're like, what is happening right now? You're just watching like this little mini movie of this guy.
All right, well, I was in, but now I'm fucking right.
Yeah,
Let me get. I've got to go, lads. I've got games to play.
Yeah, disclaimers, people. This is a video game. A video game, not anything else illicit. Just a video game.
It's still real to me, damn it.
God damn, I'm gonna. Well, the monetization of the fucking this video is gone. Fucking hell.
But yeah, that was an interesting. But they do weird stuff like that at all. But that's the first time that they've ever injected like real life footage into it, just to show. And basically, he just makes a tit of himself again with all the ladies. He gets overconfident and starts doing stupid stuff. They all want to flirt with him and become his girlfriend, but then he just ruins it with all 5 of them by doing something really, really stupid. But
we'll see about that. Don't worry, we'll put it right.
Joe will fix it.
Jay, can I do the transition here, as I've just seen Ian's message in regards to time constraints?
If you'd like to.
So, moving on to a Japanese-based game that we actually want to hear about. Ian, tell me about Bleach Rebirth of Souls.
Well, it is. I'm hit and miss with it at the moment.
Oh, why you do that to me, man?
So the gameplay is fantastic. I'm enjoying the most of the battles because obviously you got to change up depending on who you're facing. However, in the story mode, it is very cutscene heavy.
I don't mind that.
It's okay. Well, it depends how much you mind because it's like sometimes it's like 7-8 minutes of cutscenes and then one battle and then 7-8 minutes of cutscenes again.
Wait a minute, we're on a podcast who's people who like Metal Gear Solid who had like a 2-hour cutscene.
That is true. Metal Gear.
I'm just saying.
But so far, I'm actually pleasantly surprised. I mean, I'm enjoying it. They've got about 40 characters to choose from, across all different types of characters, from obviously the Quincy's to there's only one Quincy moment, and then obviously you got the Soul Reapers. Most of the captains are in there. Again, I think some of them have to unlock with me going through the story mode. But I think from the start off, you can pretty much use all of them. But I don't know, it's hard, difficult. I've done about maybe 2 hours of it so far, and I feel like maybe an hour and a half of that was cutscenes. So it's very difficult to get my full kind of how I actually feel about it. But also, some battles can be like literally quite easy to get through, and all of a sudden you hit like a wall with one of the characters, which completely destroys you. It's like, this gives me flashbacks of Dragon Ball Z when you couldn't fight the Uzaru.
But this is Ichigo. Could he just like beat everybody?
He should be able to beat everyone, but then I'm not going to give any spoilers, but sometimes, there's one or two characters just like we can be fucking annoying. But so far, I haven't got, like I said, I've just hit the Soul Society arc. So I've done all the kind of beginning arcs, and that's quite fun.
I'm not gonna lie, even just watching this trailer has made me want to go and like turn the podcast off and go and watch Bleach again.
Bleach is a fantastic anime, and it's
well, that's what I mean.
But yeah, I think like a lot of it is obviously you can't literally straight away like kill him, so you kind of have to kind of wear them down a bit, and then once you wear them down to a certain point, you can do like a ultimate attack, and that will either take 1, 2, or 3 bars off their kind of see the number there 6 and 6 at the top. So after a while, we get down to red, you have to do a special attack, and that will take either 1, 2, or 3 points off that enemy, and then you've got to do that 3 times to actually success. I see some of does 4 there, but I haven't got any 4 ones yet. But yeah, so I think so far it's quite fun. Like I say, the gameplay is good, but I feel at the moment in the story mode, there's just way too many cutscenes. So I've started doing kind of like this, like was it single like versus mode, just to kind of test out all the characters and see what it's like. And that's a bit more fun because obviously just playing against AI. It'd be good to actually play against someone, but I don't want to go online because I'm too scared.
It looks fantastic. Like I don't know, hate's maybe too strong a word, but like see the 1v1 fighting game like a Dragon Ball Z fuck, I was going to say Kakarot or something. Yeah. I'm not. That's like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat are not my type of games. So this is like, does it have to be that type of game? But it looks awesome, and the fact that it's Bleach as well, just wow.
So I think I'll give it a bit more. Like I said, I'm enjoying it so far. Again, like I say, if they could tone down the cutscenes a bit, but you can skip them, so it's not too bad. You don't have to. You're not forced to watch them, so you can just keep skipping it and go through the story mode if you want to without watching the cutscenes. But I feel part of watching the cutscene and reliving the story is kind of.
I was going to say it's basically the same as like Kakarot, where like it's the same storyline as what you've watched, but in a game form. So I suppose if you've never seen it, it's quite a good way to go about it. But at the same time, for people who've watched Bleach, I mean, Bleach is not exactly brand new. It's like what, almost 20-year-old.
Yeah, God, it's one of the big 3 in the original.
Yeah, so for people who watch Bleach, it's like I appreciate reliving it. Like I'm never going to skip like Goku turning Super Saiyan the very first time we ever turned Super Saiyan. So you can still appreciate the nostalgia to it, but like you say, if there's like a fight and then a 7 or 8 minute cutscene, it might become a wee bit like a bit of tedium sets in.
Yeah, and that's what's kind of what's happening with me at the moment. So I'll give it a couple. Like I said, I'm going to do a bit more this week, see how far I get and how annoyed I get, and then my review should be out by the end of the week.
Look at that. He's jet setting across the world and he's still smashing out reviews.
Looking forward to the review of that. Got the review of Like a Dragon, Pirate and Yakuza Grey coming up soon as well.
Jane, can't say that. We've got stuff to talk about later on in the show.
It's halfway there. I will be getting that finished.
Nice. I look forward to reading that as well at some point very soon. But what has already been reviewed on XboxTavern.com, which you can go read right now. I'll put a link in the chat right now. It's a game I started playing with my youngest the other day. She wanted to play a bit something with me, and she likes to play Roblox. I don't want to play Roblox. She likes to play Fortnite. We were sort of having a little bit. We've gone sort of back and forth in Fortnite. We play it here and there.
Are you looking forward to the Sabrina Carpenter event?
I didn't even know there was one. I did see Sub-Zero and Scorpion got added to it though, so that's tempting.
Finish it.
But I was just sitting there, and the Split Fiction hype was quite real. Obviously, we spoke about playing that. I thought I suggested to her, because she likes to play shit games, why don't we play a proper game? And so I suggested that we play a bit of It Takes Two. Just
how did you find it, Jay? I remember talking to you about this a couple of weeks ago when I played Split Fiction.
In all honesty, I expected her to be like, "Yeah, I'll play it," and then half an hour later say, "Can we play Roblox?" And she is loving it. She's having a fucking brilliant time. This is the first game, I think, other than, like I said, Roblox, where she's actively coming to me and saying, "Can we play this game tonight, please?" Yeah, okay, we can play this game tonight, no problem. So we've played, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 hours so far. I don't know how long it is, but
have you met the squirrels yet?
Yeah, we've just done the squirrels part. Yeah, and I think it's fucking brilliant. It's so clever with the way it does like the split screen, because we're playing split screen co-op. how each character has their own aspect to sort of focus on in each individual area. So 1 minute, you got a head of a hammer and some nails, and each character's controlling one or the other. And then you've got the was it like nectar or something at the far end, the squirrel part? Nectar in the
one part like one part's like the
rocket launcher type thing.
Yeah.
And I honestly thought that she would either find it too hard or just get bored of it because it's not Roblox and it's not the same shit over and over again. But I think it's the first proper game that she's probably got into where we can just play it together, and she's actually doing better than me half the time as well. So when we're trying to solve the puzzles, I'm like, what are we doing? She's like, Dad, obviously we have to do this. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, you're right, definitely. 100%, that's what we should be doing right now. There's obviously the co-op challenges where you in certain points of each area there's like
face
a little
each other
1v1 where you face each other. The first few I took it a little bit easy, but I must admit the one we played last night where you've got to shoot some targets and they're going towards each other, I sort of got a bit carried away and I just
G was fucking locked in.
just wiped the floor of her. And I looked at her after I'd won and I was like, oh, I won. And just like the face up. I was like, oh, I've ruined it already.
G's turning around, get it, the big fucking.
She's like walked off now.
Fuck it out of here.
But luckily she was all right. We carried on playing. We played for another half hour or so before I ended up falling asleep because I was so tired last night. I was like, I can't play anymore. I'm sorry. But yeah, no, we're having a great time. It's so ingenious and so well made and just. Like every section is different. It's not the same thing over and over and over again. And I can't wait to play more with her and then eventually play some split fiction.
Would you agree? Would you agree the only shit part of it is the fucking book?
I mean, he hasn't winded me up just yet, but I can see why he would wind me up.
Fucking character.
But that's the whole point. He's meant to be a cunt.
Oh, fucking! That's the only part of that game I don't like. The rest of it's fucking incredible, but listening to that prick is,
just the way it's made, and like I said, the ideas that they come up with, it's like endlessly entertaining. And
I can't believe it's taking you this long to play it.
Well, I think me and Gray we were going to play it together, weren't we? At some point, we talked about it, and it was one of those ones. Yeah, we'll play it at some point, and for whatever reason, we just time and various other commitments just never got round to it.
It's a great game.
Was just on a whim. I thought she probably won't like it, but I've suggested just try and get her into something a bit more substantial than, like I said, Roblox or Minecraft or Fortnite. And yeah, she's loving it, and I'm having a great time playing it with her. So I look forward to playing some more. I don't know how long it is. Like I said, I'm assuming we're a good chunk of the way through now, but. Yeah, we're definitely going to finish it off, I think, because she was already keen to play more, like I said, last night and this evening. But here we are on Xbox Tavern's Xbox Tavern. It's Sunday at 8 p.m. And plus, I wanted to finish Eternal Strands. So I was like, nope. I must get rid of it. I must get it done.
Fuck you, child.
I would say if you can find an adult, playing a way out is equally as gratifying.
Yes, I would like to play that. Like I said, I don't think she's quite.
No, it's quite a great storyline as well. So it's not maybe child friendly.
I would like to play that at some point, and obviously split fiction at some point in the near future. But yeah, it's just I can see why it won Game of the Year a lot of places and got a lot of love because it's just brilliant from start to wherever I am right now, and hopefully long may it continue. Yeah. Okay. Well. Gentlemen, we spent nearly 2 hours talking about the games we've been playing. That's a long, long time. Ian, are you good for a little bit longer, or do you need to dash off?
A little bit. Let's keep going.
A little bit.
Okay. Right. Well,
quick fire news. Quick fire.
Let's do some rapid fire news. I mean, there's only really one big-ish news story this week.
Yes.
Which is the new game from Leslie Benzies, the former creator of GTA. He's now got a new studio called Build a Rocket Boy. They're creating this open platform metaverse type thing called Everywhere. And their first game that goes within this open platform is a game called Mindseye, which we spoke about 2 weeks ago. Was it?
It was when it first got shown at the Xbox show type idea. No, PlayStation show was it?
PlayStation show, I think.
PlayStation show, yeah, State of Play.
So
Stay up. Play,
this is an open world sort of adventure, but they're pitching it as more of like a linear action game rather than GTA, where you can spend hundreds and hundreds of hours in this one world. It's this second trailer, which I'm playing for you now, if you're watching on YouTube, is far more interesting than the first trailer, because the first trailer was 2 seconds explosion, 2 seconds explosion, 2 seconds explosion. This
Where
one
the fuck
actually
did where the fuck did the robots come from? There wasn't robots in the first trailer.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Already, the intrigue is high. This sets up the world a bit more. So, Mindseye, basically, the character you play as, I forget his name already. I will look it up while this trailer's playing. But he's got like a cybernetic organ, basically. It's, it's not nothing new in video games, but he's like an ex-military man, and he's forgotten what he used to do in the military, and he's in this city to try and rebuild his life, as it were. And obviously, shit's go down. He ends up embroiled in all sorts of shenanigans. And this trailer, like I said, does a lot more to sell me on it than the last one did, because it looked, if I'm quite honest, a bit shit in the last trailer. It looked like a fan-made version of a GTA trailer, whereas this one looks like something actually more substantial and like a real video game.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, the depth is certainly in the second trailer. The first trailer looked good with the drive-in and the shooting mechanics and things like that, with the big explosions. It looked cool, but like you say, it lacks substance. Whereas, right off the bat with this one, where the fuck did robots and drones come from? They weren't in the first trailer. So, as you say, it's building up the intrigue to see what else they've added to it.
Yes, and the part of the reveal they did this week as well was it's coming a release date. They give it a release date of 10th of June this year. So way ahead of GTA 6.
That's quite close.
It is very close indeed. I was expecting this to be next year, if not beyond. And
I might not have finished Assassin's Creed by then.
3 months, 4 months, whatever. It looks tremendous. Obviously, Leslie Benzies has got a hell of a history with GTA, as I said. And the whole idea of the metaverse, where I was reading about in this month's issue of Edge, where they say you've got a mission in Mindseye and you finish it, and then on PC at least, I don't know if they're bringing this to console or not, you can then go into that mission and adjust it to your preference. So they had one where he was going through a flashback in Afghanistan or whatever it was, fighting through the war, and then they went through and edited stuff and ended up being like aliens coming in and spaceships and all sorts of crazy shit. And the person doing the demo just edited this pre-existing mission with some stuff that either they created or they got from the store that other people created, and just made something of their own with a base already made for them, as it were, rather than having to start from scratch. And that's the whole idea of Everywhere, is you can build stuff from scratch, or you can just amend and twist and tweak and make your own what else someone else has made. And this first game, like I said, Mindseye, got a single player this year, got multiplayer next year. But when Everywhere releases as well, then again, you can then go in and really customize it and make your own sort of custom levels and tracks and all sorts of stuff. Base level though, 16-hour game apparently. I don't know why 16 hours is very specific, but 16 hours.
Very. You would just say 20.
Yeah, 15 or 20. Just roughly
17.2 hours.
Yeah. And again, it's an open world, but it strikes me as an open world like LA Noire was. So it's there, but really you're just following the story and going through the missions rather than having a world to explore. It doesn't sound like there's going to be a 10-ton of side missions and stuff to explore. But thoughts and opinions, gentlemen, on this game? They've shown very little of it off publicly in terms of trailers. Like I said, there was an Edge preview which was quite interesting, but didn't go into too much more depth in it.
Well, so as I was saying, looking at the first trailer, the mechanics look solid. The second one's obviously build more intrigue. But just I'm reading the article on Eurogamer where it describes it as a platform for user-generated content akin to Roblox, and I'm like,
Jay's favorite.
And that is what Everywhere is. It's their idea of Roblox or Fortnite, where you go to Everywhere and you've got Mindseye, but you've also got this game that they've made and another game that they've made, and then you've got 10 ton of user generated content. So maps and modes and spin-offs and items, like I said, if to put in the levels you make, that someone's made some trees and some cars and some weapons and some game modes and stuff like that, and you sort of plug and play basically with everything people have made.
I mean, what I would say is that sort of takes it away from me a wee bit, but given the fact of Benzie's back history in regards to the games that he has produced, I feel like you'd be doing it a disservice not to at least try it and then see how you get on with those sort of added extras. But I feel like the game will be a solid enough game.
I would hope so. Again, initially, the first trailer, I thought, oh, this looks a bit fucking iffy here. But this second trailer really has won me over with, it looks a lot more solid, a lot more interesting to play.
A torn between a discount GTA and a discount Watch Dogs.
Yes, but also with Unreal Engine 5, I think, power in it, and the whole idea of, like I said, the metaverse and all this bollocks. I think they've stepped away from using the word metaverse now, but they're, like I said, everywhere is their platform where they're going to release their games and other games and UGC and various ways of people interacting and keeping up with stuff. I think again in the Edge article he sort of compared it to like Netflix, for example. You go to Netflix and you've got all these different films and programs to watch, and they want everywhere to be. You go to everywhere and you've got all these different games to play and the different experiences to check out, and you don't have to have 10 different games on your library. You just go to everywhere and everything is within that. Will it work? I mean, that's not for me, but that's the way we're going, I think. So why not? Yeah. And if anyone's going to give it a go, I suppose Leslie Benzie is probably as good a person as any. It's great. Any interest in Mindseye specifically? Not necessarily.
It's definitely got some intrigue about it. It's one of those ones you really got to get your hands on it to sort of see how you feel about once you're playing it. So being told it can do a lot of stuff, but you really got to put it into action, see if you can sort of dive into it, get a good feel of it. Because it's a lot of it can do this, but it's whether if it doesn't feel right, then it can go sour quite quickly.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, like you said, how the driving and shooting feels compared to GTA, because obviously that's historically had pretty bad shooting.
If it driving, if it deviates too much, it's okay.
But whereas GTA 5 nailed it pretty damn well, I thought. So it'd be interesting to see whether this can sort of improve upon that and get it good shooting and good driving and good exploration, as well as an interesting story and a fun world to explore.
It needs the combo for it to work. Yeah, there's a lot out there to compete with.
Indeed, especially this fucking year.
I trust IO Interactive because they did Hitman, and that's fantastic.
Yes, and they are publishing. So they've obviously seen some worth in at least publishing Mindseye. I don't think they're necessarily having anything to do with everywhere, but
that's it. Like Ian's saying, like between IO and then having the ex GTA boy behind it, you would think with the history and the heritage that those two have got, the game's going to be good. Whether or not you enjoy all aspects of it might be a different story, but you would think at least the experience would be fun.
And that's what we're hoping for. And we haven't got long to find out. 3 months, like I said.
3 months.
I'm looking forward to playing it, providing no other games come out between now and then, of course.
Well, given that it comes out in the same window as Death Stranding 2 for people who are interested in that.
I am interested in that, despite not playing the first Death Stranding, because I do like the idea of it. And again, it looks really cool.
It doesn't play as good as the first one was. A bit annoying.
Ladder Simulator.
I would like to play the
Postman Simulator.
Postman Simulator.
It's on Xbox now, obviously, but we'll see about that. I know Graham's not interested in that, so we'll move on from that. But so that's like the biggest story of the week, really. The Mindseye's got a release date June 10th, and it looks a lot better in the second trailer, as far as I'm concerned. Second one, I think we'll go with. We got a new game hub feature. Anyone seen this yet? Because I'm in the alpha skip ahead preview.
No.
So I have seen it. It's a minor thing.
I'm used to alpha now after brick my control.
It's slightly annoying. So basically, when you click on a game, I had it a lot with Eternal Strands recently, whether it's quick resumed or not, press the A button, and it brings up like the hub page for it. So you get to see your time tracker, you get to see your achievements, you get to see posts and news and stuff, and you can go to the store. And then the first button you then get to press is press A to play the game. And this happens for every game, every time you load it up, regardless, like I said, whether it's quick resume or not. And I mean, is it the end of the world? Absolutely not. It's an extra button press. Is it a little bit annoying? Strange, more than anything, because the first time I did it, I must have pressed the wrong button. And the second time I did it, it's like, why does this keep coming up? I don't want this. And then the third time, and the fourth time, and the fifth time, I was like, why does this keep fucking coming up? And then I saw the news story on Eurogamer that, this was the thing that they're testing in alpha. Skip ahead. Does that sound appealing to everyone to have to press the A button twice?
No, it sounds fucking annoying.
That's how I know how long I've spent playing Eternal Strands, by the way, Ross, because it keeps coming up every time I try and load it up.
That's the thing. It will kind of depress me more than anything. It's like,
I do like the idea of like your time played popping up or like how many achievements you've got. I don't mind that, but I just wish it would be like a natural flow. Like you click into the game, the screen loads up as part of like the loading animation, and then it comes into the game. No, I have to fucking hit another button just to get into my game.
Yeah, it used to be that if you pressed like the hamburger button or the start button, whatever it's called, and then pressed game card, that is what it brought up. So let me just load up this here. So that is what it brings up now. Yeah. So when you press A, rather than playing the game straight away, you get to see this. So you get to see your time played. You get to see any DLC, blah, 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 captures and stuff. And then you got your game details and the store page stuff down here. So it's literally 2 button presses. Like I said, I'm not going to fucking, cry a river over it or fucking get too upset. But it's a little bit annoying because I just want to play a game. I don't want to see how long I played it because I know how long I played it already. Thank you very much. I would like to just get on with it and play some more and add some more time to those hours, those extra seconds. They're valuable these days. I'm old. I haven't got long left. So stop wasting my time with extra menu screens. I can't necessarily see this being something that sticks around. I think ideally this would be a different button press. So, for example, you press X on it rather than A, and you get this card come up. Just for whatever reason, you might want to see your time played or your achievements or whatever.
But just factor it in. Just build it as part of like a load screen. Yeah, that I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, if it started booting up in the background while it was doing this, yes, but yeah, it doesn't. It's weird. Like I said,
that's something I would prefer if it said like a different button to press it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But if you have to do 2 button presses, it will get annoying after a while. Especially when you go press A and then walk off, and then come back. Oh, for fuck's sake! And press A again.
Exactly.
It's like I said, it's not the other way. It's a bit of a weird choice, but we'll see whether it sticks. That's what the Alpha Skip Ahead program's for. I haven't submitted any feedback yet, but I think I will at some point.
Submit some feedback and say, make it a different button.
Do this.
I said,
Ian says, different button.
Ian says, fucking get in the bin.
Not get in the bin, just make it a different button.
Yeah, just a different button. Like I said, it's a nice ad to have an easier way to see it, but I don't want to see it every single time I try and load up a game, please and thank you. Let's move on. We've got some more rapid fire news before we get out of here. So we've got Microsoft celebrating its 50th anniversary this week with a new dynamic background. Anyone else check this one out yet? It's very exciting indeed. Let me share the screen here. Let me share this screen. Oh, that's the wrong button. It's very exciting. So I've got on Pure Xbox here, they've got a picture of it. It's very exciting. Look at that. Wait. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Dynamic.
Look at all those soon-to-be PlayStation characters.
Yes, we've got these multi-format characters here, including the Marcus Phoenix, the Master Chief, and Julia from Diablo here. It's we like a bit of dynamic themes over here at Xbox Hammers X-Pod Tavern.
Who did you say from Diablo?
Julia. I decided to give her name Julia.
You mean Lilith?
No, name's Julia.
Sorry, okay.
Did you not get the memo? They updated it.
Right, okay.
Jay told them to.
Cool. I love how it missed Ghost. People that are like Starfield.
I haven't looked at the actual dynamic theme on my Xbox, but it looks a bit shit, so I didn't really want to give it too much time. I was unless they're all fucking doing like jazz hands and dancing, then that'd be a bit more interesting. But there's still image of it that's a bit
Doing a
nice.
Fortnite dance.
Yeah, so you can go check that out should you so wish. We've got no Hogwarts Legacy expansion coming anymore. There was one planned, the DLC pack coming for it, but now they've binned that off. And now
However will I cope?
The sequel
Get in the
I
bin.
mean, what's it been? 3 years since the first game came out?
My wife enjoyed it, but not my cup of tea.
2 years, sorry, 2023. It sold more than 34 million copies apparently, according to this article, which is insane. And they were working on DLC, but now they've cancelled it. And the reason for them cancelling it was quite hilarious because they said they couldn't justify the cost of the DLC with the content that they were going to put in it, so they decided to cancel it. And as someone pointed out, why didn't you just make it cheaper?
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to build up to the cost. You put the cost based on what you're making, not the other way around, you fucking morons.
Or why did you not just include the content in the fucking game?
Or indeed, make it a free fucking DLC because you sold fucking millions of copies of it. Why not just chuck it out there? But so they've been in it off. They've been off DLC. They're focusing on the sequel. But as a result, I think some people at Rocksteady have been laid off, as well as Avalanche. I think it's downsizing, which is always a bit shitty, but never mind. Hogwarts Legacy will carry on, and J.K. Rowling, I'm sure, will keep rolling on it.
How will she cope?
I know. How will she fucking move on? And then the final one that I saw today, I don't know if anyone else has any anything else that they've seen on the news front, but this made me laugh because as a PlayStation player, as an Xbox player, I appreciated this little crossover here from Bethesda with the upcoming release of A Great Circle on the PS5. We've got Troy Baker there, Indiana Jones, talking to the one and only Nolan North, who is Gray. Who's Nolan North play? You say Batman? Outrageous!
It's the legend Nathan Drake.
Nathan Drake. So,
is that
Enchanted? No, yeah, of course.
You can't hear what they're saying because I've had to mute it, obviously. But they're basically playing up that Nathan Drake, obviously Nolan North, is PlayStation's version of Indiana Jones, and Troy Baker is now the literal Indiana Jones, and they're finally going to be on the same platform. And it's quite a funny little advert to reveal the release date for the PlayStation version of Indiana Jones. If you're that way inclined, go watch it. It's very interesting. A couple of minutes long, and it made me laugh. And I like these two guys. They're very funny.
Two absolutely legendary voice actors.
Indeed. And it's well worth a watch just for the in-jokes and gags that they provide along the way, especially if you've been following for years like I have. So go watch that now. It's coming out on PS5 on April 17th. If you haven't played Indiana Jones and the Great Circle already, go play it. It's fucking tremendous. I had a great time playing it last year. Anyone else played it? Ian, you played it? Ross, you played it? Graham?
Yeah, I completed it.
You reckon I'm playing in a PlayStation game?
No, Indiana
It's
Jones.
an Xbox game.
Indiana Jones, you idiot.
No, I think he's talking about the Uncharted. No, I haven't had a chance.
I know you haven't played Uncharted.
No, I haven't had a chance to ever get to that bit yet.
Outrage.
I wouldn't say it's high on the list to get to as well. There's plenty of other things that want to ahead of that list.
Do you not want to crap people with whips?
I've never been a massive Indiana Jones fan, to be fair.
Neither have I. I've never seen it in films.
I just played the game. Yeah.
The game was good.
At the risk of being a fucking echo, neither have I, but I really enjoyed the game.
All right.
And also,
I've only watched one Indiana Jones film, and that was like
I've never watched any of them. And the only thing I would say is the reason that I am hats off to it is Troy Baker does such an incredible does such an incredible job at being Harrison Ford. It's unbelievable.
No, he does such an incredible job of being Indiana Jones. Please,
I just meant the voice.
Yes, he is Indiana.
You
Jones.
would genuinely think it was Harrison Ford.
He does a great job, and the game is tremendous as well. It's got a bit of stealth grade, which I know you're not a fan of, but you don't have to. You can just go in and fucking punch them.
You can go guns blazing if you want.
And what more would you want than that? What more would you want than that?
You have to.
So yeah, so it's coming to PlayStation and
blazing, should we say?
Aim your whip at people's feet and just fucking sweep them off, run over, a couple of punches.
There's some DLC coming out this year, which I don't know if it's coming out alongside the PlayStation. I don't think it is. But yeah, any excuse to jump back into Indiana Jones, I will take it. Yes, please. Thank you. Great.
Yes, sir.
Right, lads. It's been a long old fucking episode. We've been going way longer than I ever expected this evening.
Can I go to bed now?
Mainly because we've got lots
Almost.
to talk about. So let's talk about things, even though we're right at the end of the month, so this is going to be almost pointless. But Graham.
Yep.
Before we get to the good stuff.
Here, go to bed. Pick your quick.
Best pull. What's your best pull? Make it a quick
I'll
best
keep
pull.
it quick. My best recent pull was the Dream Chasers Marcus Llorente.
So that's not this dream. It's not as good, is it?
I did get a random Thunderstruck card, but it wasn't a good one.
Kaka?
If it's not Kaka, I don't know.
No, it wasn't Kaka. I don't think he has one this year. I did get
Thunderstruck Kaka? What?
Disgusting.
There's the normal Kaka, and there's a Dream Chasers Kaka, which I've got as well. He was part of one of the objective thingies, so it's only a loan version, but
Not the same.
it's not.
We
the
don't
same,
want to
but-
talk to you until you play a full match with Kaka.
Thunderstruck.
Well, like I said, I've got Kaka as the Dream Chasers Kaka. Just haven't got. There is no Thunderstruck one in this year.
Have you got the Dream Chasers icon? That one.
Yeah. So I got a loan version. I didn't get the actual one.
So
But,
we need a clip of you scoring with Kaka.
No,
Yeah.
no. I want a Thunderstruck Kaka or nothing, Ian. Don't.
I need to see you playing as Ricardo Zexon dos Santos Liete. That's what I need. I need it.
So I have a question actually. Before I know Ian wants to go, but I have a very cool question. If you got, say, all the different versions of Kaka, could you have them all in your
No.
team at the same time?
Only
No.
if you glitched the game. Someone managed to do it one year, but
I really hoped for an entire squad of Kakas. That would just then I'd play the game.
But no,
okay.
I'm afraid not.
Fair enough. Well, thank you very much for your best pull there, Grayman. We've got things going to Game Pass, coming out of Game Pass, although probably not a great deal considering it's right at the fucking end of the month, Ross. Anything coming to Game Pass they've announced?
That is where you would be so wrong, Jay, because April's games have been announced.
Ooh.
Tell me all about April's games.
Including a few biggies. So
No, we
starting
don't
off,
need any more big fucking games. Stop it.
no, biggies as in like big names, like ones that we're really looking forward to. April 8th, we have South of Midnight. I know we are looking forward to that very much on Series X and S, PC and Cloud. April
You can
9th.
enjoy our Xbox Tavern review very soon as well.
Ooh. April 9th, we've got Commandos Origin and Descenders next, and they are console and then PC and Cloud. April 10th, we've got Blueprints. April 17th, we've got Tempopo. April 24th is another one of the big ones, which is Clair Obscura Expedition 33, and that's Xbox Series X and S, PC. And then last but not least, we have April 29th, we have Towerborn, which I know is another one that people are looking forward to, and that is coming to Series X and S and the Cloud.
Very nice indeed. Looking forward to a few of them. Oh, I say that, but stop it. Just stop releasing fucking games.
You can, you're going to put biggers into South of Midnight. Don't even lie.
That and I'm quite intrigued by Clair Obscura. And
I don't think I would ever play that game if it wasn't for the fact that it was in Game Pass for this fucking... I know it's interactive turn-based combat, but it's still turn-based combat. But I'm willing to give it a try for the fact that it's in Game Pass.
we'll see how we fare with that one. Ian?
Hi.
It's not always good news, though. Things are leaving. Have things left us? Things are leaving today, I suppose.
Things are leaving today. Yeah, we've got quite a few leaving today. We've got Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged, which my son's very upset about and not trying to make me buy it. Little Gators Game, MLB The Show 24, Monster Hunter Rise, Open Road, The Lamplighter League, Yakuza 0, Yakuza Kiwami, Yakuza Kiwami 2, Yakuza Like a Dragon.
So if you've got an hour and a half to go and play them, go for it. If not,
If you want to go and try and complete the Yakuza
go
games,
try complete the Yakuza's game in an hour and a half.
crack on.
Jesus.
you might be all right. Yeah, if you've got a few consoles, maybe you can line them all up.
If you do manage to do it, at Graham Reaper just saying, "Ha, this is how you do it."
Yeah, you can get the intro done on one of them.
Yes, but I'm sure. I mean, they've been in and out of Game Pass like a fucking yo-yo, so I'm sure they'll be back at some point.
We'll be back at some point.
I'm looking forward to. You say, Ross? You said Descenders Next is coming into Game Pass soon.
Yes, April 9th.
My kids love
I like
Descenders.
Descenders.
They were very happy to see that there was a new Descenders. It's a snow version, isn't it?
So there's a few different ones. Looking at the pictures, there's a skateboard, there's snowboard, there's like the off-road snowboard, skateboarding. So yeah, it looks like there's quite a few.
Interesting to see how that fares compared to the first one. But yes, anyway, we can deliberate on that next week because right now we need to let Ian go to bed because he's so tired. He's had a long day traveling.
He's working hard, man.
And
11:30. Leave me alone.
Graham needs to go and practice at 33 Immortals some more so he doesn't die next time we play.
But he's never played the game. What are you talking about?
I don't know what I'm doing.
What's the buttons?
Yes.
Anyway, thank you very much, everybody. If you've made it this far, you're a fucking hero. I'm Jamie. You can find me at ENAXSAN everywhere, including on Xbox. You can go see all of my wonderful achievements that I don't bother getting. You can find Ross.
At Scottish Gruff.
Ian.
At Nutty Ray.
And Graham.
At Green Reaper.
And for now, we will see you next week, where possibly Project Game Pass, possibly a regular show. We'll see. We'll decide and we'll let you know at 8 p.m. But for now, farewell, goodbye, Auf Wiedersehen, and good night. Goodbye.
Ciao.
Bye.
Ciao.